You roll up and go to sleep in the black cabin. Dave stays awake just a little longer, his hand in his pocket. He plays with the side crystal as he's been wont to do, and he looks out of the window over the snowy tundra. In your head, Dave, telepathically, you hear a noise. Dit, 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 da, da. Dit, dit, dit. Thought they were destroyed, thought they were gone, but they're still there, they're alive, and they're going to be looking for you. Credits. Last time we had Lantesh turned into a pile of ash and brought back to life, and you'd camped out at the black cabin. And the last thing Dave had heard was that strange telepathic call far to the southwest.
Oh, Davey.
You wake up refreshed. For once, you've had a place that's warm with plenty of firewood. Lantesh, you have been blessed. You feel there's not exactly a sun in the sky, but you feel the blessing of the Morning Lord upon you, and you have 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh. Oh, I love that.
We're going to get ambushed on the way back to Bryn Shander, aren't we? That's why you're giving the extra points.
Me?
I'm joining that religion now. I'm becoming a devout member.
So it is now down to you, and it is down to me. What do you do this fine morning? Because you have several quests maybe to hand in, or you could call back at Lonely Wood on the way.
Chuck the map up, please, Rich.
Didn't what happen? Oh, we did the Twinger thing, didn't we?
Dave has a Twinger that currently lives mostly in his beard. So you have a Twinger accompanying you.
We want to call in at Lonely Wood on the way back, or do you want to head straight to Bryn Shander?
You do have quite a large amount of money waiting for you in Bryn Shander, but I mean, how long could it take to call off at Lonely Wood and have a look about?
When will our coal installation be ready?
It's on the calendar, Dave.
Tomorrow.
But then you're going to have it sewed into your clothing, so that's going to take a couple of days. A day, maybe 2 days. And if you gather any pelts, like I think you have a small rat pelt that Andy may possibly consider as a fur lining. Remember, they have to be tanned, so they're going to take a week to prepare before they're sewed into your clothing. So they've got to be submerged in buckets of piss and then stretched out over frames for a week.
Well, if Andy's having them for furry underpants, he should just wear them now. They'll be tanned by the time he gets back to the main tent.
Right. Well, without sounding like I'm exploiting the game, but can we go to Lonely Wood? Because if we've got a couple of days to stop by, we might need to rest up after whatever transpires at Lonely Wood. So we can coincide that with the cold weather clothing. This is where I'm going to get struck down by lightning by the GM.
No.
Game 1.
Hey, you go for it. Play anywhere you like.
Yeah, I'm up for heading to Lonely Wood.
Yeah, let's do a side quest.
Me too.
Let's go.
Right, so heading down the frozen river to Mare Duldoon. It is merely a short jaunt. You can reach it with an hour to spare of
we shall do this.
travelling.
I believe you want to take the plans and everything out of the black cabin, weren't you saying, Tracy?
Oh yes, I had them picked up, didn't I? And the book. I think they got.
You can grab everything you like. Andy had a big sack full of old plans that are being used as toilet roll. Which he probably...
You can have them if you want them.
Or Andy, you could always use nice soft parchment out in the wilds, couldn't you?
Well, I may keep off a dozen of the softest sheets.
I was just thinking if there was anything like that had anything decent written on them that might be of value to the party, because if there is any like decent plans there, if this guy's been a really good tinkerer, well-known tinkerer, there could be some classics there that could sell for quite a bit.
Unheard.
Very well. So you grab everything that you possibly could imagine from the black cabin.
Are we taking that little sunball thing?
Oh yeah, I've got it shoved in my pocket.
Because I think we could like rent it out like this suntan.
Oh, that class! That's brilliant.
A tanning booth, yeah. What's it there? Thingy got you down. What's it called? Seasonal disorder got you down. Come and get a 10-minute tanning booth.
Jiffy, I'm not testing it though.
Yeah, keep that bloody thing away from me. Right, so having a pleasant hike down a frozen river. Well, at least the upper crust of the river is frozen. It must be flown, as Mare Duldoon is not quite frozen over yet. You come upon the happy little town of Lonelywood.
You will
Fully,
approach-
there are many docks, as the primary export of Lonelywood was either lumber or scrimshaw, which is you fish up the knuckle-headed trout and you carve it into interesting bone shapes. You're coming in from the north.
we could pop into the Lucky Liar first or head to the speaker's house. What do you want to do? Is Ramshackle a ramshackle building or just a building called the Ramshackle?
You've heard of it. It is apparently an inn.
It's kind of like a pub crawl, isn't it, along that course?
We could try. But yeah, we'll into the Lucky Liar, I think.
The Happy Scrimshander is a little shop facing the docks selling the tools of the scrimshander's trade. Needles, knives in a wide variety of sizes and shapes, inks in a rainbow of colour, and wax used to save the engraving when it's done. So you call into the Lucky Lyra. It's actually, you've done a fun day's walk, and so it's quite full as you arrive. It looks to be a mix of both fishers and woodcutters. They're quite rowdy, and it's quite a pleasant atmosphere as you open the door to the Lyre. You come in, everybody stops briefly and looks at you. Behind the bar, you see a raven-haired barkeep.
Head over to the barkeep.
Good evening, travellers. She speaks with a slight southern accent.
Good evening. I wonder if I could perchance acquire a drink for each of myself and each of my companions, and I will stick a couple of silver on the bottom.
Absolutely. We have fish wine, although it may be an acquired taste, but we have some of the good mead stuff left, as it seems to have started flowing again, which is good news for everyone.
We were the ones who got it back up and run. But by the by, yes, I think we will try the good mead stuff. And what's been happening in town of late?
Oh, she says, well, it's been quite quiet, although the woodcutters are complaining that there seems to be some kind of killer moose in the forest, if you can believe it. Huddle would know more about that.
And where can we find this gentleman?
Speaker Huddle, she'll be at the speaker's house.
Well, we will inquire, my lady. We'll all drink our beer and then head over to the speaker's house.
All right. Well, you have a brief visit to the pub. You hear many people talking. Oh, apparently there's a gang of kobolds in Tourmaline.
Turn around and go, oh no, that's all. I'll turn around to whoever's having the room and I lean in close and go, I heard that a group of adventurers slew a monster that was living in the mines, and the kobolds have joined the Miners' Guild.
Ah, is that right there, stranger?
I make a persuasion roll to make him believe it, because it is the truth as opposed to deception.
Yeah, persuasion. Oh, you are. His eyes go wide, and he says, "Oh, that sounds like quite a tale. Dangerous and monsters and shit."
I'll polish the tourmaline that I've got in me pouch and put it back in me pouch.
The tavern's raven-haired barkeep introduces herself as Danae, and she says, "You be in town long, strangers?" as she polishes the glasses and wipes down the bar.
We were passing through, but we heard tales of a killer moose and thought we should investigate.
Aye, the killer moose. And then one of the woodcutters, you can obviously tell the difference between the scrimshanders and the woodcutters due to their clothing they wear. One of them goes, aye, it was 6 feet tall, it were white, and its antlers were covered in gore and blood.
Oh yeah, did you see it yourself, did you?
No, but my friend's brother's uncle's cousin saw it, and he were terrified. She says, you don't want to pay too much attention to all these guys. They work and they drink, and they finished work for the day, if you know what I mean.
So, is there anything else happening around town after that?
Not much, actually, yeah.
No, we like a good rumour.
Lonelywood's seems to be struggling a bit, I'm not going to lie, although I think that all of 10 towns are. Where are you guys from? Are you the prison guards? Are you the caravan guards that came in that have been clearing up? By third level, people have started hearing of you see.
Yeah, that's us. We were on our way back to Bryn Shander, but we thought we'd best come through and check if everyone's all right.
It'd be nice to have somebody. And are you working on something big?
Not really, no. Just travelling, seeing what little things we can do to help people out.
Making some coin.
Exactly.
It's always good to have coin.
When you've got some.
Yes, it is. Although there's getting less and less to spend it on. I'm not going to lie to you.
Aye, that is true.
Well, please feel free to call in the Lyre anytime you're passing through town. I'm always up for a bit of good gossip. Anything you can let me know from around here, and perhaps I'll share a mug with you.
That sounds great. I'll find out and we'll head down to the speaker's house.
Very good. So you head down to the speaker's house. Just going to put maps. I only have the speaker's house. And as you come around the corner and walk up to the large house, it looks to be the largest house in Lonely Wood, but the speakers often do have the largest house. Outruns a small halfling child by the size of him, dressed in cold weather clothes, and he appears to be playing snowball fights with another small child. He turns to run from a snowball, runs clean into Aisha's leg, and then falls backwards, landing on his arse in the snow. Eep, he says.
I just smile at him and squat down, and then pick him up and dust him down.
Right, he seems to be in awe of your gigantic size. He's like, "Oh, mister, are you new in town? I'm Scoop.
Oh, nice to meet you, Scoop. I'm Aisha.
You are giant. Wow."
I stand up, give a big flex.
And just as you do that, the door opens. There's a wafting smell of delicious fresh baked cookies, and out pops a halfling lady. She looks like your nan would look if she was a halfling, with grey hair and ruddy cheeks. And she's like, "Scoop, where are you? For God's sake, the cookies are ready." She's got a little apron on with the hand pockets in the front. She sees you lot and she's like, "Oh, hello there."
I'll bow low and go, I understand. Are you the speaker? Are you Speaker Huddle?
Aye, but you can call me Nimsy. Please,
Greetings,
please
Nim.
come in.
We'll go in and I'll introduce everyone.
The house is clearly built for humans, but most of the furniture seems to be sized for halflings, with a few big chairs. She says, "Scoop, go and get a cookie off the cooling tray, but watch your fingers, they're red hot." And he says, "Okay, Ma." And he runs to get one. You see 3 other halfling children looking like, crawling halfway down the stairs, looking between the bars to watch you. And she says, "I'm sorry, but my boy is a bit boisterous. I hope he wasn't causing no trouble."
Oh, no harm done, madam.
He's saying, we're the good guys, don't you know? But I thought I'd know.
We're the good guys.
Good people for the
I
first
could
time.
I could tell that by your theme tune.
Worries me so much.
Can I interest you in a nice fresh baked cookie?
Yes, please.
So she goes off. How many would that be? One for you. One for you there, Mr.
Yeah.
Goliath. Bien, cookie, yes.
Yes, this is Lantesh, Mr. Toscobble, Aisha, and Bien, and I am Sanwen.
She goes out.
Meet you.
Can we have a small piece of cookie as well for Bien's friend?
Yes, of course. She goes into the kitchen, comes back with a plate full of cookies, steaming hot, shaped in like halflings, with their little belts and eyes and noses drawn on in icing.
These are exquisite.
And they're red hot and they're absolutely delicious.
I'll hold mine in a mage hand and blow it, and use prestidigitation to blow on it. That should keep the kids entertained.
Now she says, "I assume you were coming to see me because you were heading to the door when little Scoop ran into you, the little bugger."
That is correct, my lady. We were travelling back towards Bryn Shander and heard rumour that there was some problem in Lonely Wood, so we thought we'd call past to see what the problem was.
Speaker Huddle says that's true. She says, "You 3, this is not for kids. Go and get yourselves a cookie and then go and play in your rooms." The 3 small halfling children come scampering down the stairs, gazing up at you with eyes agape, and run into the kitchen and come back juggling hot cookies, and then run upstairs into the room. She says, please come into the kitchen there. At least we won't be disturbed, and the fire's on there. It'll be nice and warm."
The fire. We'll all just sort of slide through towards the fire. Fire.
Yeah, fire. Again, keeping with the Nana theme, it's a large kitchen full of pots and pans and knives and condiments and herbs all hanging out. The fire in the oven is blazing and it's lovely and warm. And she says that'll keep them happy for 10 minutes or so. She says, "Yes, our loggers have been terrorised by a white moose, and the beast has eluded the hunters we've sent to kill it. We depend on the forest for our survival, and I wouldn't be a very good town speaker if I let a dumb moose get the better of us. Would you help?
Look at everyone's faces. Do we look like we're in the helping mood?
I am.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
I'm nodding.
We're nice and warm, so it's the least we can do.
And full of cookies.
We will do our best for you.
She says, well, I can spare 100 gold pieces for the moose's head from the town council funds, but I'll have to write a chitty and I'll need a name for paperwork because it's not my money. You might be able to sell the rest of the carcass to a local butcher or something.
How about the summer night?
No, the summer night's not bad, but what about
I've been calling you the Warden's Day nights because of what Dave said. It's Wednesday night.
Yeah, let's call ourselves Warden's Day nights.
The strange thing you notice hanging up on the wall in the kitchen is a quite obvious artificial hand and with straps to strap it to the forearm.
She doesn't look like she's wearing an artificial hand.
No, she does not look like she's wearing an artificial hand.
Excuse me, what's that for? I'll point at the artificial hand.
Oh, God.
What size is it, Rich? Human or halfling?
It looks like a human's hand, she says. That was the last speaker's. I mean, you can probably tell by the size of the roof that the last speaker was a human, and bless him, the poor old fellow. He was a nice bloke, but when his time came, he wanted the hand passed on, apparently, to some living relative or other, but we never actually managed to find one. And it's there ever since, and it's kind of just now a piece of the furniture.
Ask more about this ex-speaker. You know where he was from originally and his name.
Oh, he's always been from Lonelywood. So he weren't a stranger. It's an acquired taste, Lonelywood, but I like it. Lots of people like to live here. It's not been so good the last few years, but I don't think anywhere else has. It says, Speaker Saliner. That was his name. Poor old fella got pneumonia because he was getting on for a while, and pneumonia got him.
Cylinder. Is that name a particular district or more prevalent in certain parts of the realms than here?
It doesn't seem to be a name of exceptional significance. So,
where would the best place for us to find a bed for the night be?
She says, well, sadly, the Ramshackle Inn's closed. It was a terrible story. Terrible.
Do tell.
However, I'm happy to let you sleep in the loft. I mean, it's probably the least I can do. Cook you a nice breakfast for the morning to get yourself out. You don't want to go moose hunting on an empty stomach.
You have yourself a deal, my lady. So, what happened to the Ramshackle?
She says, well, it was the only inn in town. And she leans in as if she's whispering, as if people may be listening. She says, it closed after the last owner, a retired sawyer, de Grues, hanged himself in the common room 2 years ago. Some locals believe it that his hanging was staged to conceal his murder at the hands of some old friends of his. He says, we use it for lumber storage, but if anybody were interested in refurbishing the place, I've got the deeds to it. I mean, the rumours of an unquiet spirit of de Grues haunting it, that's just rubbish. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Weather folks.
Just what I was thinking.
Has anyone searched the building and investigated the death?
Oh, aye, we did back in the time, and we even had some law fella come up from Bryn Shander and had a look around, but he couldn't find nothing, and real estate around this area is prime, so we opened the doors and we use it to store all of the wood in that the loggers bring in.
The bloke who came up to look around, who was the law from Bryn Shander, was he really bad-tempered? And
No, he were a nice young lad with red hair, if I remember rightly.
Constable Carrot.
Constable Carrot.
Well, it's getting late. We should get our sleeping mats put down so we can get some sleep and get an early start tomorrow. You don't know roughly where the beast was seen, do you?
It attacks the loggers at random. You just have to head out into the wood, and sadly, some of them come in with some horrible scars and gouges in their arms and legs. Terrible wounds they are.
Ooh, well, we must be careful.
So
Thank you, Speaker. We will.
Oh, please call me Nimsy. Scoop, come here. Scoop appears round the door. His little blonde, messy hair and dirty face. She's like, "What have I told you about getting washed before dinner? Show these nice lads up to the attic, please, and this young lady." And Scoop says, "Yeah, Ma, yeah, I will. Can I have another cookie?" And she goes, "Not before dinner." So Scoop leads you upstairs and then to the attic, which is a big attic with lots of boxes and all the clothes like a normal attic would have, but there is plenty of space you can clear to get you placed to sleep in it. And because of the heat rising, it's actually quite pleasantly warm.
Ooh, that's nice.
We should get set up for bed, and then I'll have a quick search around because some of the old speaker stuff might be here.
Good idea.
That is quite a good idea. Let's see if we are working today. I will have an investigation roll. Right, you search around the boxes and find typical contents of an attic, old toys and old clothes. You do find a box with what appears to be human-sized men's clothes, but it's just stuff that would be in a dresser or wardrobe. It doesn't seem to be anything untoward about it. In fact, the kind of like the realm's equivalent of like a tweed jacket and pants. You know, that sort of thing.
Pockets?
You go through the pockets, there's nothing left in the pockets.
Well, let's get some kip. Are we doing our watch tonight, or do you think we're probably safe here?
Could I have a little look around to see if there's any like little secret little cubbies? Because sometimes there is, isn't there, between the rafters and such like in the loft.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
give a help
Being little, I can get into places.
hand.
Okay, and right, so you search about, and there are no hidden cubbies or anything in this attic. I believe both you and Sam have searched, and it appears to be perfectly normal.
That's cool.
Hit the sock.
Yeah, we'll advance calendar one day. Dun, dun, dun. You a long rest. I don't think anybody's used anything, but we'll give you a long rest. All right, and you awake refreshed in the morning to a knocking noise on the attic trapdoor. Scoop's there, and he says, "Ma says breakfast ready. You need to get up, and if you're going to have a washer for breakfast, she's brought some water in and put a pail by the oven. But I don't wash before breakfast if I can get away with it. Or if you wash your hands, right, if you don't pull your sleeves up, then Ma can't see that you've got dirty arms. You only have to wash your hands."
So, cheers, big man.
Wise.
I'll have a wash.
Yeah, I'll have a scrub down.
Yeah, you go down and there's a bucket and there's some soap. Quite a luxury for 10 towns to have proper soap.
In that case, I'll have a whole bath.
I'll before I go down, I'll just press the digitation, clean myself.
You know when Scope came up to tell us this,
Yes.
can I slip him a silver piece
Yeah, absolutely.
to say thank you?
His eye goes wide and goes, "Oh, Tom, mister. Oh, I'd be able to buy so many candies at Togs. Don't tell me Ma though, because my mum will take it off. She doesn't like us eating too much candy, and she says that Tog's a filthy man, and I shouldn't be buying things from him. So he
What does he sell?
He sells everything. He brings pots and pans, and he brings food and grain and tools. But when he's been to Goodmead, if you catch him on the right way, he brings all the honey candy and it's so good. Sometimes he has honeyed fruit, but we're running out of fruit. We haven't had fruit in such a long time. But Ma says you can't trust Tog, and we have to stay away. But he's the only one that sells honey candy around here."
Well, you should do as your ma says, but you spend that silver piece wisely.
Where does Tog sell his candy?
Oh, well, it's just in the market square at the front next at the docks near the Happy Scrimshander. There's a big tree there, and he normally pulls the sleds up there and the dogs. And sometimes you can pet the dogs. The dogs seem nice, but he only comes through about once every 2 10 or so.
Is he here now? Do you know?
No, I don't think he's due for a while yet. Maybe next 10 day.
I think we bumped into him in his garden the last time we were in.
You bumped into the caravan before you followed Suffolk out of town to have a bit of a chat. Yeah. Speaking of which, Andy, don't you still have a head in a bag? If you bring it into here, it'll start to thaw somewhat.
I will store it somewhere. See.
I will dig a hole in the snowbank behind the speaker's house and hide it somewhere.
It reminds me of that Black Adder episode where they're running around with the head.
Talk to them.
Right. So.
After breakfast, do you think it's maybe worth trying to find any woodsmen who have come back in the last couple of days to see if they've spotted any sign of this mad fucking elk or whatever it is? Then at least we might get a vague idea, do a head like northeast, east, southeast, whatever.
Well, it's going to be northeast. If you look at the map, all of Lonely Woods is east and northeast.
It's all right. I was just trying to narrow down the search area, that's all.
Right, what you need is a good tracker.
Ahem.
Yeah, you can ask her any questions you like. She sits down and she's got a meager yet filling breakfast because obviously it's getting quite hard to get a variety of diet. But what she does provide is delicious and well cooked, which is nice because you're used to just eating cold salted stuff now.
Well, we'll make sure we pay her well. And I ask her, is there a blacksmith in town?
There's not a blacksmith, no. We buy pots and pans off that rascal Torg when he comes up, or we some of the lads go down to Bryn Shander if we need anything there. There's a nice young man. Him and a few of his fellows get their dog sled and ask about for the old folks and see if there's anything they need, and they go down to Bryn Shander and pick it up for them.
So there'd be nowhere in town that would maybe sell, like traps or anything, bear traps or, similar. Or an ironmongery store or something like that.
We might have a general store that might have some, but I don't think they'll have like a bear trap. They might have some smaller ones.
Did Twinger eat any of the bit of cookie I gave him or what?
Yeah, he certainly tried it. He makes a sort of noise.
Yeah, Dave, that Twinger might come in handy for being able to sense this bloody mad elk.
Yes, it would be terrible if Dave's Twinger got killed on the way to actually hand him into Bryn Shander, although he seems more of a companion than a prisoner, Dave. I'm not sure how you're planning on handing him off.
I'm not going to. She's any examination she's going to do is going to be non-invasive and it's going to be in my presence.
Oh.
You darn tootin'.
No, we have to put them in a blender first to extract the Twinger essence.
Oh, I lit on fire.
So you can get some small traps, snares, things like that, but an actual bear trap you'd probably need to either buy from Bryn Shander, or apparently there's a large shop in Caerconnig that'll sell that kind of stuff. It sells mountain climbing gear and survival gear.
Okay, no, but well, I'll nip out before we go and buy a couple of snares or something. The biggest snares they've got.
Well, being outside, we can take the head with us, can't we? It's as if we're staying inside someplace.
Yeah, it's only if you go inside if it's warm. You can just carry it about tied to your backpack or whatever.
Like my dad used to say, if you want to get on in life, you've just got to get ahead.
If you wanted to speak to any of the loggers, she says you're probably going to have to wait till night time because they'll all congregate in the pub.
Well, I can't see.
Because other than that, they'll either be asleep or they'll be out logging as we speak. And she says, and like I said, we may have the possibility of the deeds to the ramshackle. Should anybody be interested in refurbishing the building?
Just out of curiosity, how much are they asking for the ramshackle?
Alright, sounds like
No, she's got the deed to it because the old guy who had it hung himself, and there's been nobody to claim the deed. So it's reverted to the town. So she's got the deed. All you need is the deed.
That would be amazing, guys. Our own brewing. We wouldn't have our own beer.
Well, we chat that on when we come back with this elk head.
Yep. And we can do a bit of investigating and a bit of Scooby-Dooing when we come back.
I think we should be able to easily find the loggers since they're a giant band of loggers walking through a forest and,
Yeah, just follow the chopping noises.
Well, I figure we should flash out, kill the moose, chop its head off, turn it into a pair of trainers, come back, jog down to Bryn Shander, job done, everyone's happy. Probably have a quick look around the arm shackle.
And he's sitting in the corner, like he's got one foot up on a stool, and like he's got his elbow resting on it. He's got his favourite skin knife out and a whetstone. You just hear, shh, shh. Yep, that'd be about right. Shh.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, are you doing anything else, or do you want to press on?
I think press on because if it gets too late, then we're going to end up having to look for another night's sleep, and I don't really want to put this lovely lady out again.
What do elks normally, or mooses, whatever, normally eat? Anybody know?
Grass, vegetation.
In the winter, bits of trees, bleaching stuff under the snow. In the summer, water plants, if they can get them. Berries. Pretty much.
Okay.
Very well. So you set out into the wood. Andy, I assume, are you taking lead tracker?
Yes, I will.
You're going to have your survival.
Okie dokie.
Holy crap. So you're only 1 hour out of town and you already find some moose tracks.
I look down at the mouse tracks. I look up at the rest of the lads. I go, there you are.
Are they white? Is that a white moose?
Christ.
I'll
I would
bend
like
down.
you to roll a d6, please, Andy.
Right, I shall bend down, rub my finger across one of the tracks, pick it up, suck the end of my finger, and go, definitely.
Oh God! I'm glad you didn't put the droppings in your mouth.
Jesus. Right, okay, so that is a 6. So the tracks lead initially to the east, but then turn northward. Just want you to know that was a d6 roll. Right, so
I shall make sure I have got me bow and arrows ready.
you tramp 2 miles to the northeast, and then... Ooh, right. Andy, are you scouting ahead?
But I can be.
Well, somebody's got to take the lead, and you're the man following these tracks. So I'm going to request a perception. Right, so you're...
Richie, what?
Yes?
I was just going to say, whilst he's bending down, looking at these tracks and determining what's what, can I cast Mage Armor on myself?
Absolutely. So, you're, I'd say, maybe 20 feet ahead when you hear a loud snapping noise and noise.
Okay. I shall turn around to face the loud snapping noise and that other noise, whatever it was.
It's ahead, just round the corner from some thick trees. So you're looking through the branches, so the trunks of these trees.
Right. Well, in that case, I shall creep forward and have a look.
Yeah. So have I requested a roll yet or not? I have not.
No.
Right, so let me have a stealth roll. Right. Once more, you creep forward, and as you peer round the side of the trunk of a tree, you see a brown bear ripping some low branches off a tree and gnawing on them. However, it seems to have heard you as its head whips around and it begins to walk towards you, looking quite hungry. What do you immediately do?
I immediately back off while going, hello, bear. Don't worry about my bear. Bear. You're just loud enough for the lads to hear us. There's a bear.
I'll move forward.
Right, there's
Hello, bear.
a loud roar as this thing comes running towards you.
I shout it.
Okay.
If it's charging, I'm shouting it.
And if it's doing a few, ba-dum-bum-bah.
What you can give me is a nature roll. Right, it's a bear, Andy.
Yeah.
It's a big bear, and I need. Do I have some maps? But I don't have a map with trees on. Oh,
A bear fighting map.
a bear fighting map. I should have. Here's one I should have prepared earlier. We'll just have to use a green one and pretend. Okay, pretend that it is indeed white rather than green. We'll have that one. Yeah. So imagine that this is all white. Add that. Add it right there. Add Corin, who is backing up towards the rest of the party. Gonna add you all. Drop you all.
I mean, if it would care to do the decent thing and bugger off, but it doesn't like it's going to.
Yeah, you don't have any ideas, sadly. You failed your nature roll. It just looks like quite a hungry and angry bear that may be rushing towards you. And I'm going to look for a token because they don't have one, which annoys me.
Then would I be right in thinking this map should be black?
Black, not it?
No, it should be.
Right, there we are.
Yeah, they enabled the lighting by default, but it's an outdoor map, so it should only be set to moonlight. It should be set to default. All right, so what I'm going to request from you all is some initiative rolls.
Right.
I'm going to roll it for the bear. Did you get the request?
No.
Got it now. Corin, it might be best if you move back about at least 2, if not 3 or 4 squares. So when we move forward,
Right. So the bear gets a 7, going before last, apart from Salmon. So you have backed off and targeted the bear, but unfortunately you have no ideas, Andy.
Right. Have I actually targeted the bear?
You have indeed. Right. Do you
'Cause-
guys want to give
right,
me
yes.
a group nature roll?
Because
It's
I'm
bas-
good.
Sorry?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So before we start shooting, which you get to do first, because as the bear comes towards you, hold on. So what I'm going to ask for is a group nature roll, and what that means is more of you has to succeed than fail. So I'm going to request a roll right now. There you go.
castle or
No, I've just requested a normal roll. So 1 success, 2 successes, failure. Yes, sadly, you all just see a mad bear running towards you. So
Well, in the winter, bears are supposed to be hibernating.
they are.
So usually there's somewhat wrong with a bear if it's wandering about in the winter
There is. So you back off as quickly as you possibly can.
and put an arrow in it.
If it's charged, that's something wrong with it. It's suicidal.
Got a gun.
Yeah, the bear's holding a knife and wearing a barrier. That's what's wrong with it. Go ahead then, shoot an arrow.
Right.
Hang on. I need to make you the. There you go. Make you the lead person. It's a hit. Right, you stick an arrow in it.
I do.
Bjorn. Oh, Bern.
I shall move forward to there and I'm ready to hit it when it comes within range.
Okay.
I'm holding action until it comes in range of my Warhammer.
Lantesh.
Can I cast sleep?
You can. The bear yawns, lets out a big but does not fall asleep.
All right. No,
You try.
it was worth a try to keep it alive and try and work out what was going on.
Aisha.
I am going to move up beside Ben,
Okay.
and I am going to make myself as big as I can and yell at the bear and intimidate it to either run away or get it to attack me.
Oh,
As I
okay. Right, let me request a roll. There you go. Right, well, you yell, and the bear does seem somewhat taken aback, but continues to charge towards you. Yes, you have not scared the bear sufficiently, so it is the bear's turn, who has a movement of 40 feet, runs towards, cannot quite reach you as it runs to the party. Salmon,
I'll hit it with chromatic orb. Nope, I
you
won't.
miss. The orb flies over its head. Next round, Corin.
I change weapons, and then I suppose I'm going to have to move myself.
And hold an action, or are you moving into combat?
No, I'll just go and kill it.
Right. The
Might as well
bear
get it
is
over
not
with.
smart enough to hold an action. It was running towards you. You
Yep.
leap in towards it. Right, you
And-
stab it brutally with the short sword. It cleaves a big cut down its side.
And
It
if you'll
lets out a
forgive me-
terrible howl.
I am going to offhand it with the dagger.
Oh, a hit. Right, the bear, incredibly badly wounded, seems to have lost all interest in trying to eat you. Yeah, bear.
Only that.
Move up to it and hit it with my Warhammer.
Very well. You hit it with your Warhammer. It's a hit.
We're probably going to find it was some sort of shape-changed human, though, aren't we?
All right. The bear still standing. It badly hurt. Lantesh. Now it'll have a lot less hit points.
Old person on it.
Old person.
Excellent.
Just wanted.
Hold it still while I gut it.
No. Well, just so it doesn't harm us and we can figure out what the hell's going on with it. What?
It
Do
is
I
a
just
bear,
roll the-
not a humanoid, mind.
Oh, is it not for creature? No.
No.
Oh, humanoid. Right. No.
It has
Not
a lot less hit points if you want to sleep it this time, though.
Yeah, I'll give it another try. Another sleep. D8.
Right, yeah, just right click and select 5 times is the quickest way to roll 5d8. Right, this time the bear yawns and crashes asleep face first into the ground. You can apply the effect now there, Lantesh. Yeah, the bear falls unconscious and prone to the floor, snoring loudly.
I'm tempted to say I chop its bleeding head off, but I'll not.
Well, when you kill it, make sure you kill it with
Fire?
big hit. 'Cause you'll get the bonus for it being prone.
Yeah, it's an automatic critical. Right, now you can examine the bear closer, Andy. You can see that you should have realised this earlier, but your terrible nature roll, the bear doesn't have any stored fat. You can see its ribs just underneath the surface of its skin, and it looks like you can see where it's torn the branches off the tree and it was chewing on them and apparently trying to gain any nourishment whatsoever.
So I think it may have been chased out of its lair or something like that by something.
Quite possibly, Dave.
Either that, or it's ill, or it's old, and it's probably going to die anyway. Since it's asleep, can I very carefully, with the tip of me dagger, just like lift its lip up and check its teeth?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like if it's an old bear, it'll have really worn teeth.
Yeah, no, it seems to be quite a young male. Just looks like it's starving, basically.
Can I have a quick look over the body, Rich? Does it look like, is there any recent wounds or anything?
Yeah, there's loads of recent wounds. There's a short sword wound, a hammer wound.
Apart from us.
I'll retrieve me arrow.
You can retrieve your arrow, yeah.
Thank you.
No, does it look like it's fought another animal or something recently?
starving to death because it's trying to put on fat and there's not enough food.
This is a success. No, there's no other wounds on it.
I think that bear head would look very good on me as a clock.
That's it. Weather fork.
Well, someone
Yeah,
would
I
think
mean,
just
I have to say, like, if this is not speaking out of turn, the little bit of in real life study of bears that I've done for other projects, if you get a bear that's out in the middle of winter and it has no fat, then it's probably ill, and it's not going to survive the winter anyway. And I'm presuming Corin would know this sort of stuff.
How much fur lining can we get out of it?
Well,
I was just thinking that, Davy.
Yeah, shall I just do the decent thing and dispatch the poor little beast? Right.
Size is large, so yeah.
Can I put it out of our misery?
Easily, it has 1 hit point left, so with 1 deft stroke, you kill the bear.
peaceful cut.
Yeah, yes, but like, peaceful cut, like reverent and all the rest of it, and that thing like where you bend down afterwards and you put your hand on it and you thank the bear for giving its life to keep me warm, and then I suppose I'd better set about skinning it.
Right, so you've been travelling 3 hours. It's a large creature, so it'll take you an hour to skin.
I'll help hold it for him.
So what we need is...
Can we remember if anybody said if this elky moose type thing was just killing people or was it eating them?
They said it was just attacking them and killing them. But the people that it's killed obviously wouldn't have gotten back to town. So
Plenty spare.
you're not sure whether... I'm just working out your difficulty there. Actually, there isn't.
Yeah, 'cause I'm just wondering if it's worth keeping, like, a haunch of its leg or something as maybe bait for whatever this thing is.
So I've
Never
requested a survival roll.
Never mind about bait. For other things, we can make a nice casserole out of a bear.
Yeah. Yeah, bear meat.
An 8.
Well, what little that is on its bones, that is.
Well, that is not a complete failure.
Dave was helping.
Oh yeah, that was... Yeah, you actually dropped a 3. You rolled a 3 and a 4. So obviously shaken by this bear. Arctic survival. Oh yes, I've skinning and butchery. So an 8 is 3 sizes down, so it's medium, small, tiny. So you literally shred the hide, and so you've got a tiny usable scrap of hide, and you have little meat. And bear meat is not great, but let's say you've got 10 pounds worth of...
Oh, it's all right
bear
if you
meat.
casserole it.
And
Why not drag the rest of the carcass, because just to try and coax out the that bloody thing that we're tracing the moose.
I'm just going to say that didn't go great, Andy. You chop and you hack,
Yeah.
curse and swear.
I mean, I would have thought as a ranger, I would have been better at it than that.
You got to remember though, Corin, it was unusually thin, so there's probably less skin and meat on it, So
So
I would.
Sorry, Tracy.
You're right. Well, I mean, what little hide I've got, I'll give it to Lantesh. I might be able to make a pair of slippers out of it or something.
Oh, class.
Well, you're the smallest one on the party, and it's not exactly like, a large furry thing. It
Furry
was before I
underpants.
started.
Underpants, aye.
Yeah, so I've put the stuff in the party sheet. So somebody's going to have to carry it. Remember, you can shift drag to carry the meat. So,
Yeah, I'll carry that.
yeah. 10 pounds of raw bear meat. But that's small diversion taken care of.
Is it worth, guys, seeing where this bear ran from? Because it might have been afraid as well. Or would that be a waste, going out our way, would that be a waste of time? Because I don't know much about tracking.
Well, we could follow its tracks and say where they laid.
Absolutely. It's coming from a different direction of the moose, though. So as long as there's no snow to cover the tracks up.
No, you should follow the moose.
Yeah, I just thought if it was coming from the direction that we were heading, but no. I mean, I'll leave that to our fantastic ranger there.
Aye, yes.
I've got great faith in your skills.
Who can take a large brown bear and make a doily out of it? God,
Your steadfast skills stop us from getting lost in these hardy times.
Me granny'd be proud of us.
Right, so you travel for another couple of hours, making 6 hours, which means that you're either going to end up camping out overnight or you can force march back to town. You do hear the sound of a wolf howl, which then breaks out to several more wolves that howl in return.
I'll look in the direction that the wolves are howling and mouth, "Oh, shut up, wolves."
Right.
I
So,
mean, a bear, I'm not too bothered about, but wolves, plural.
right. So I need to make a note here. Just that we have been out. Current question for you will do. Out for 6 hours so far.
Might be best to head back.
Right. So as you hear these wolves howling, however, the tracks appear to lead somewhere. You come out through the trees, and the tracks lead to a large circular indentation in a snowy hillside. Rising from the middle of this circle is a triangular gnomon of beautifully carved crystal that stands 20 feet tall. A 10-foot high berm hugging the circle's eastern edge has evergreens growing around in the top of it, sheltering what looks like a sarcophagus buried under snow and enclosed by a half circle of pale blue crystal pillars. North of the berm is a delicately carved gazebo made of marble, and south of the berm is a row of outward-facing white marble statues atop granite pillars.
That crystal is probably worth a fortune, but we'll never lift it.
Probably first as well.
Here's a map I prepared earlier.
Richie, what's a berm?
I'm not sure.
It's like a rise of earth,
It's a berm.
kind of like a trench.
There's a berm in the there's a berm in the cupboard. A berm. It's
Got to say it with a French accent.
it's allo rules. It's a berm.
Is your minky holding a berm?
A berm. Right, so let's check what this is set to. Enable lighting. Ambient lighting is set to dawn. Okay, that's close enough. So
Are you on a map? I'll shut that other map. Can you just push it if you've got it open?
I'm pulling up a new map. I'm just checking the settings. There is a berm on the map. A berm?
Berm.
Oh god.
The map yet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to push it. That was weird. It kind of froze and then didn't do anything. There you go.
Oh.
I haven't been.
A berm. You have a berm. This doesn't look creepy at all, does it?
Not in the slightest much. Like in the look of this. Of course,
yes. The tracks lead here, Andy.
There's a surprise.
Surprisingly enough. And generally all around this area and lead off into the woods in different directions. It's impossible to tell which is the freshest.
But basically, they lead off into the woods in all directions and they always tend to come back here.
Yes. There are tracks both leaving and arriving at this, whatever the hell it is. It's a berm.
Does it look like they've all come out of a central point, or is it just randomly wandering around?
No, it's all over this area. It's obviously the most you tend to get tracks in Icewind Dale is probably a couple of days before the snow covers them, but they're literally all over the place. So you can see, you should be able to see on the map, statues surrounding the berm, sarcophagus and crystal pillars.
Maybe it's just me, but now we've found it, I have a feeling that we should just leave this moose to get on with its life and go home.
Let's find another moose, dye it white, and take it back to the village.
That'll do, because
Right.
I remember what happened the last time we came in contact with the sarcophagus. It was no to do with me, that.
Fine.
That is awesome. You can just go home.
What are these statues that are surrounding it, Rich? Are they animals or?
Aha! 6 elevated white marble statues arranged in a line depict slender, robed figures facing northward. The engraving on their faces has been worn away by the wind, but pointed ears make statues identifiable as Vulcan. Sorry, elves.
Oh my god.
Aye, well, I
The
think
statues are roughly 7 foot high, including the cylindrical beard.
I think we should head up this ramp.
Right, as you approach,
I don't want to do any approaching. I just want a better look from around that tree.
approach the tree, can I have? This is going to be hilarious. This.
No, you won't go. Nope.
Right, yeah, Salmon and Bien, you get close to the statues and you're like, I think we should just go. There's probably nothing here. The others don't feel that, but they're like, Bien and Salmon's like, no, I think we should just go. There's obviously nothing here.
I didn't need a wisdom saving throw to come to that conclusion, I'll tell you.
Can I look at this statue in front of me and roll Arcana? Was it made with magic? Does it appear to be on a plinth or part of the plinth?
If it's an Arcana check, you figure I'll have a quick look and then we should go.
Yeah, definitely go. I think. Who needs money?
Or a pub.
Is there any religious symbols carved on anything beside. I mean, you said, you know, a lot of things had been worn away apart from some of their features. But I'm just wondering if there's any markings. You know, I'm not going to ignore that this time. The last time got me into trouble.
Tell you what, I'll have a perception check. You can't see anything of a religious nature or anything carved on the statues. Did you give us your Arcanum check, Earl? You're gone dead again. Oh, funny choice of words.
I think he's resetting it, something to do with the internet being fuzzy for him.
While he's doing that, then, Rich, I want to look quite closely at one of these statues and look at the feet of it. And then I want to look around the base of the statue to see if there's any footprints or anything matching the feet, just in case they've somehow weirdly, come to life and pop down and had to run around.
Okay, I like it. I'll request an investigation check. Earl has detected that there's definitely some kind of magical effect on these statues. So that's probably for the best. It's time for us to all go. Salmon and Ben turn around and start walking back towards us. Like, right, that's it. We've sorted that. We just need to go now.
Yeah, that's all sorted. Not a problem.
What about that mouse?
The statues that don't look anything like the moose. Probably the bear. Maybe the bear was killing people and I thought it was a moose.
Yeah, but Corin's said these are moose prints.
And I don't know the difference between a bear and a mouse.
I look at the print. Does it look like a bear print to me?
It doesn't look like a bear print, no. But there's definitely some kind of magical
Hang on.
thing with them statues.
I'm going to have a wander over here.
Aisha, you did notice that the statues do look to be part of the base, but they don't seem to be sunken into the ground. They're just standing on the top of it.
Okay. Are they, all right, I go and stand behind 2 or 3 of them and have a look. Are they all look like they're facing to a central point, or are they all, facing in one direction?
They're all facing north. Right, as you're doing this, Salmon and Ben are walking away.
Do not walk away, little pussies.
But we're sorted out here.
Corin, you approach a small doorway. Embedded in the hillside south of the circular indentation is a stone door, no visible handles or hinges.
I turn round to the rest of the party and whisper just loud enough for them to hear me. I found the door. I do not shout. I found the sacred door, lads.
I found the sacred door. Spang.
Well, I suppose I'd better go and have a look / listen at said door.
Yeah, you walk up to the door. Like literally, Dave and Earl are walking away, going, "Okay, all right, we're done now.
Right.
We should go."
I'll
You're shouting to them to stop, but they're literally just going to walk away.
I'll say to them just loud enough for them to hear. Well, go off by yourselves, but you'll get eaten by that moose.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine, Neil. You get eaten by a moose, that'll be okay.
Look at all this lovely treasure.
Oh, Andy, that was evil. And if it's yours, go, ooh, look at all this kebab food.
That'll do. Now, why couldn't I I got a roll like that when I was skinning the bear?
You hear nothing from the other side of the door. There's no handle or anything else. Tracy, you look through ahead and you see that depression, and in the circular depression, rising from the center of the circular depression, is a tall triangular crystal gnomon, a device one typically finds in the middle of a sundial. It's thick near the base and narrows to a sharp point at the top. Snow around the gnomon has melted away, revealing a circle of symbols carved into the stone around it. The symbols depict phases of the moon, suggesting that the circular depression is not a sundial, but a moon dial. Something has punched a rough hole in the wall in the northwest corner of the depression, creating a dark opening that leads under the hill.
Ooh. I'll impart this information about the impression to both Aisha and, well, Aisha when he catches up, and Corin.
Can you push the map again, Rich? I'm back on.
Yeah. Well, they've left you, so you and Dave have just walked off.
You reckon we should go and have a look at that wall?
Yes, I do, Andy.
I feel like I'm under a magical influence of some sort because I'm half elven, so I'm resistant to things like charm and that.
Well, there was definitely some kind of magical effect from those statues.
I'll turn around to Ben and say, Ben, you don't think we're being affected by magic, do you?
I feel fine just now. Here, man.
Yeah.
They look excited.
You're literally
you probably
walking off to the south. What the rest of you doing as you're looking about? You turn around and you see Ben and Salmon are very barely visible in the tree, wandering off to the south.
I shouted at Andy to hold his position, and I'll run after them.
Right. I shall. I'll stay where I am, but I will draw a short sword just in case anything comes out that door.
Yeah, I'll ready. I'll hold a firebolt ready just in case anything does.
Yeah. Suddenly feeling suspicious, Tracy casts firebolt and holds it, glowing in her hand. Aisha, they're just casually walking away, so you jog up and catch them up.
Right, I'll grab him by his, put my hand on his shoulder and stop him in his tracks.
You do
Hey,
that.
come on, what's up?
I have visions of you coming back with one of them under each arm.
Oh, didn't over yet. What does he do when I stop him?
Nothing. Nothing. He doesn't explode or fight or
Well,
anything. It's just.
Okay. I said, we're not finished up there yet. We need to go back. Why are you leaving?
Not yet.
Nothing here.
Yeah, there's nothing there of any interest.
We haven't investigated, but we've already found something. Come back with me now.
You are feeling strongly that there's no reason for you to go back at all.
What's the point? There's nothing there.
There is literally no moose there. So whatever this crazy man's on about.
There could be treasure and coin and gems and glory.
Start to head back.
Nah, Dave, there's no treasure there. There's nothing worth it. There's no point. It's just an old snowy statue. It's not like there's going to be anything lying out in the snow.
Don't make me drag you guys.
It's a complete waste of time. There's nothing there.
We have plenty of time to waste. Come with me now.
Aisha, mate, right, you know, if I thought it was worthwhile, I'd be straight there. But honestly, there's nothing interesting there at all. It's just a statue.
I bet you 10 gold pieces we find something.
I'm not going to indulge in puerile betting. Ooh, is that a herb? I'll start looking at a plant.
Yeah, there seems to be an interesting moss on one side of the tree that you're walking past.
But the moss is very interesting.
Then I'll lean over and say, I bet there's even more interesting moss back at the statues. And you haven't even looked.
I didn't see any moss.
You never even looked. Come look with me. I will help you.
Yeah, Cora and Lantesh, are you doing anything? Well, it appears that Sandman is waving his arms about excitedly, but unable to persuade the other two to come back.
Where was that hole?
Right next to you, Andy, in front of Lantesh.
Oh,
I'll
right.
cancel my firebolt, and I'll head over towards Davy.
Yeah.
I'll sprint over, and then I'll cast Charm Person on him and ask, really need your help, and that you're such a brilliant warrior and all this, and I need you to protect me, and we've found something, and all that
Ooh,
stuff, and cast Charm Person on him.
That is interesting. Go on, drag the save and roll on top of Dave. That's an interesting thing. Earl, before you wandered off, did you say, these statues are magical or anything to the rest of the party?
I alluded to the fact that they look magical to me.
Right, okay. Dave, you are charmed, so I'm going to give you another wisdom saving throw with advantage. Okay? A 5. Right. So, Lantesh, you can definitely feel some kind of magical energy fighting against the charm spell that you've cast. You know it's worked, and Ben wants to come and help you, but you can see in his face, it's like one moment he's focusing, like scrunching his temples together, and then the next he's got like a passive sort of look on his face, but he doesn't approach any further. He says he'd like to help you, but you're my friend, and I feel I wouldn't be a good friend if I tell you there's nothing there worth investigating. But you can see there's something that's fighting against it.
Right, I'm going to say to the two of yous, just stop in your tracks what yous are doing. Yous are both being compelled by some magic here at work. There is something here that needs to be investigated. You need to fight it. I know yous are strong. You're strong-willed. Fight this wrongful magic that's compelling you to walk away from your friends. We need you.
I'm going to request a roll from you.
And if you walk away any further, I will compel you with my fist.
Yeah, you suspect it's something to do with the statues, maybe set up as some kind of ward, but sadly you don't have any further detail.
Well, I hope me little speech does inspire them to come back.
Sadly, No. The only thing that stopped the walking off is Ben is for the duration of this, it's a minute or something. Charm, isn't it?
Could I touch him and cast
1
guide?
hour, charm person, duration.
If you click the dragon thing next to your charm person, it'll give you the description.
Blah, blah, blah.
It lasts an hour.
Can
An
I?
hour.
Sorry. Can I cast a guidance on him? And I'll give him an extra D4 and give him the old. You're walking away from your friends. You're leaving them to die. We need your help. Crap.
Yeah, but that would only affect rolls that he has to make. And currently he's not having to make a roll, so you can't like retroactively add it. But you're welcome to cast the guidance effect on him.
Guys, there's nothing there. There's just some magical statues, and they're not interesting at all.
Yeah,
Magical statues that have cast their influence on you, and you are under the spell. Why do you think we are looking and you are walking away, leaving your friends at peril?
I've told you, I've detected these magical emanations. They're controlling you. Fight them. Fight them.
Do not make me pick you up and carry you.
Right. Well, it's not working. This you attempting to persuade them is not working. They're not listening to you. In fact, Sanwin is literally scraping moss from a tree and talking to you, but not even looking at you. He's talking to you over his shoulder.
All right. In that case, I will get right in front of. But is it Ben?
Ben.
Sorry, yeah. And I will use intimidate, and I will lean right down into his face and say, "If you abandon your friends, I will fuck you up."
Wow, we're going there, are we? Right. Well, so you.
I'm trying anything to like try and break this charm thing, so I'm hoping it might scare him.
You are. You're just not trying the right things.
I wonder if I cast charm person on Sanwin at level 2.
You're not.
Might just do it.
Yeah.
Think?
Remember, Salmon has advantage on
Yeah.
saves.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. Yeah.
I'm going to pick up a snowball and throw it in his face. That might get him angry enough to. And sometimes anger can have a powerful an emotion to break any compulsion. So I'm going to try it.
I asked the Chewinga what he thinks about this.
Oh, I didn't roll for the Chewinga, did I? Right. Am I going to have to put the Chewinga in there? And I'll make him neutral. Chewinga probably just shrugged it off. I'm not going to lie. But the Chewinga is completely unaffected. Dave, the Chewinga looks at you, it looks at Tracy, and then it stands up and mimes pushing.
A push?
Yeah, it's looking at Tracy, and then it looks at the statue and mimes pushing.
At Tracy or the statue?
Oh, maybe we'll have to turn the statues.
Or push them over.
Push them, yeah.
Because they're on a plinth and it's not in the ground.
Good idea. Maybe that might break their compulsion.
Right.
Yeah, where did you get that idea from?
You stay with them.
Finger? Don't we?
I'll go back and push the statues over.
Careful. I don't want anything to happen to you.
So you head back to the nearest statue and place your hands upon the cold stone.
And I whistle for Corin to come over and give us a hand.
Okay, you heave. Let's have a look at Corin's strength. Do you go over and help, Corin?
What about rope, guys? Put rope around it so you're not actually physically touching them and maybe collectively pull it over, do you think?
Yeah. Initially, you push yourself, Aisha, and it rocks gently, but you can't tip it over. But once Corin comes over and helps, or ties rope around it because he's only wee, and pulls, the statue tumbles, and there's a crash as it falls to the floor. Its hand breaks off. The two ensorcelled ones seem to respond to this. I'm going to give you a saving throw as you feel the effect lessen. Sanwin, it's almost as if you come out of a dream. You feel the compulsion fade away. But Ben's like, this is a waste of time. I'm going to go.
Right, I'll go and help. I'll go and help Aisha and that to push over. Maybe it's another statue.
Okay, you head over. What about you, Will?
I'm going to stop Ben walking off any further.
Very good.
I'll be like,
So, Rich, are these statues standing in any particular pose, like with the hands up, as like a stop motion or anything like that?
We're all facing north, I know, he said.
They're standing rigidly, so they have basically got their hands on their hips, not in a particularly artistic pose.
Okay, no worries.
Put the knees in tight.
So, yeah, pushing another one over. Dave, do you want to try and fail another roll?
Yeah, I'm always up for failing rolls. You know me.
You're good at that.
Come on, 1. I need a 1.
What, Davey?
Hurrah! Yeah, Dave, you feel
Oh.
a little bit. The little trinket on your shoulder does the cheer and stamps its feet up and down. It's like, yeah! As you suddenly realise that you feel a little foolish, and now 2 statues fall on the ground. Earl, you made an Arcana check, so you can sense that the powers seem somewhat diminished, and it doesn't seem to be affecting the party any longer.
Yeah, that's definitely got some sort of effect on your mind. We seem to have snapped out of it, but it might still be a bit dangerous.
Is it worth toppling the rest of the statues, do you think?
Hard.
Well, that is up to you. You've
Is
pushed
there
over 2 and seemingly lessened the effect.
Head back.
We'll do one more.
Yeah.
We'll push one more over. Is there anything under these bases, or is it just basically, the base, then the ground, and nothing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a history roll as you are part elven now, but it is a difficult check.
I wasn't
so
sure.
close.
It fell over from an 18. I saw that. I was like,
You vicious bastard. Right, well, do you want to continue toppling the statues, or are you happy with just 2?
one more.
Want to do one more?
Which one? The one closest to the door?
Yeah.
Right, with a crash, it thuds to the ground. Yeah. Any spells got this used?
I've knocked them off.
Do you think it's worth looking around this place first, or going straight down the hall?
I think we should have a quick look around, then get down the hall. Work around the outside first before we go down the hall.
Yeah, because I'm looking at that middle bit, and I'm wondering if that's a shadow pointing towards that, quarter moon thing, or if it's something on the ground.
Richie, is there any sign of wildlife, like birds or anything, or does this place is it totally barren of
in fact,
any sounds in there?
now that you're mentioning it, there is no wildlife whatsoever. There's a noticeable absence of wildlife, as if something was keeping them away.
I'll mention this to Corin.
It's one of those things that until you actually took notice, there's literally nothing. No, not an insect, not a bird, not a squirrel.
I pat Bern in the back and go, I would not have hurt you, little brother. Much.
So, do you want to go in the hall? Do you want to go round to the right? Do you want to push over more statues or something else?
I think we're going to check the outside. Somebody said.
I'll go up here, but let's all try and stick reasonably close by each other.
Oh, well, Ben's still charmed, Tracy, because that lasts for an hour.
Oh,
He'll do anything you ask.
So Eddie Murphy style, bark like a dog, jump on one leg.
I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to keep them apart.
Right, so
Ben, my strong friend, let's go and check out this perimeter.
that's not going around the outside, that's going in the hall, Earl.
Right.
I'm trying to drag the description. Oh, there you go, so that you can read it should you need to.
Yeah, I think we should go and check that northwest edge out and see what has. Is that the hole that we're talking about? All right. Well, the rest of the perimeter, I think, just to make sure before we go anywhere. I'll trust the rest of the party's decision on that one. Because it's creepy here. There's no sounds of birds or animals or anything.
Right,
It's just
so
natural.
it is. You've either got up the steps to that sarcophagus thing where there is 5 crystal pillars, or there's a gazebo.
Oh, how many hit points has it got?
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
Not a lot, mate.
Alright.
Nothing. Everybody is deciding what to do.
Is that a lit fire in the gazebo, or is it just on the map?
No. In the middle of the gazebo sits an unlit stone brazier. Its bowl 20 inches in diameter. Brazier is full of snow and pine needles that the winds have swept away from the gazebo's polished marble floor.
Are there any markings on the bowl anywhere, or the plinth?
Not on the gazebo, no.
The bowl in the middle, I meant.
Yeah, no.
Just nothing, right.
We could always try lighting it.
That's what I'm thinking, but I wanted to check if there's any markings first.
Well, we can go around to it and check it and light it, or have a look at it before we see if there's any markings. We'll go around there, Rich.
We'll go round where?
To where the
To where Aisha is.
So
Is that thing in the northeast corner of the map just part of the map cartography, or is that like a huge, massive face just appeared?
No, I think it's the cartography because there's one in the bottom corner as well. No,
Thank
yeah,
fuck for that.
there's one in each corner. There's
I was
not.
literally about to shit my pants.
There's not some kind of yeah. So there's the sarcophagus and the crystal pillars. The sarcophagus surrounded by pale blue light. The gazebo has the unlit brazier in the center, but no marks.
Shall we do a full 360 first before we start prodding and pushing buttons and setting fire?
I can light it right now if you want.
I would check out the perimeter just in case this triggers something first.
So there might be more than one.
Scared to do anything
All right.
or touch anything.
We'll have a
Ooh.
quick 360, Rich.
Elves, Mr. Asia, elves.
Elves die as good as anyone else.
Yes. So yeah, you're going round the outside and not up the steps.
No, we're going to do a 360 around the outside first.
Yeah, you come back round to the moon chamber.
Right. Is there nothing else around that other side, the western side, or not?
No.
Okay.
You're against the side of the mountain, and it's just the moon chamber with the hole in.
Right. So yes, I think I mistakenly read this map. All right, I can see how it is now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just plunk myself down on the steps up the brazier and nibble on a biscuit.
Yeah, let's light this brazier and
Let's
see.
go on. Actually, you light it. I'm going to stand quite the way away.
Prestidigitation to light it from 15 feet away.
Okay.
Well,
You light the brazier, it bursts in flames, but there's only a few pine needles in there, so they won't burn for very long because they're not dried wood. You need to use a campfire kit or some wood.
Do we feel anything magical or anything happen? Or can
Did
we
you
hear
have
anything?
any campfire kits with you?
probably some wood around. We'll hunt around for
If
some
anybody
dry wood.
there are some rocks and that, I'll change it to wood for you if you want.
Right, so yeah, you can search around the trees. I'm going to say it takes about 15 minutes to get enough dead and dried wood to bring back. And you light the brazier from 15 feet away. The brazier burns normally.
No weird colours or anything like that?
Will that statues are still
It generates
standing?
heat and fire light equivalent to a campfire. Yes, you'd only destroyed the 3 of them.
Or does the brazier activate the other 3?
No, nothing appears to have happened.
Oh.
So you don't need to just move tokens, you can just describe to me what you're doing. You're getting nice and warm next to the brazier.
Right. Oh, well, this sarcophagus, Rich,
Yeah.
is there, even though there's no signs of any wildlife or anything, is there snow on the ground around the sarcophagus and on top of the sarcophagus?
Yes.
I have from where I am, or I get as close as I need to, I have a quick scan, see if there's any tracks or footprints around it.
There are not. There is snow on top of the sarcophagus lid, and the crystal pillars kind of look like the ones in Superman. You know where they're like cut off at an angle at the top, and there's a little bit of snow at the top.
Right. I get as close as I can, so I can make a roll and have a look. Does it look like it's actually a proper sarcophagus with a lid, or is it like all one bit of rock?
Yeah, it's a stone sarcophagus with a lid.
Right. Okay.
And you get
Now, don't go grave robbing. You remember what happened the last time?
I'm just looking. Can we see any marks or writing or pictograms or anything? I'll walk around it.
There is snow on the top. You'd have to clear the snow from the top brazier and the brazier from the crystal columns and the.
Nothing on the sides of the sarcophagus.
Nothing on the side. Not
Is the sarcophagus made of crystal as well, or is it
stone?
Go through the hole and then have a look at the sarcophagus after.
Yeah, I'm not really au fait. We're like.
Or you could, like I said, that you can't read anything because there's snow on the top.
All right. One of those trees that's either north or south of the sarcophagus. Could I hack a big branch off?
Yeah.
Big enough to brush the snow off the top of the sarcophagus without actually touching it myself.
Yes.
He's doing that. Hand it off.
Right. You brush the top of the sarcophagus. It's completely smooth. However, there's an engraving of a brazier on it.
Like that brazier over there.
It does look similar to the brazier that's close by.
Oh God.
Oh well.
Look at Corin and go, you find apples in the apple trees, you find treasure under sarcophagus, and just grin.
Like I said, there's snow on top of the crystal pillars as well, but they're cut off at an angle, so there's only a little bit.
How high up are the top of the pillars?
No, like I said, the Superman ones are like hand height. So for you,
Right, all right. Sorry, I thought you meant the high. I pushed the snow off the top of the pillars as well,
Okay.
and I help if there's any markings or anything on the pillars.
Yes, on the top of the pillar under the snow, there is a picture of a twig, a pine cone, a feather, and a hand.
On each one?
No, one on each.
I knew we should have bought that artificial hand.
No, I'm just thinking that. Oh God!
What, a twig?
A pine cone.
A pine cone.
One of the hands.
Sorry, a twig, a pine cone, a flame, a feather, and a hand.
All I think was that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy when he goes, "What was it? I'm gonna need your leg or something," and he's like, "What?" I look at Lantesh and go, "I'm gonna need your hand." And just smile.
What about me?
Hang on. That first statue were pushed over, the hand came off.
True. Where are we going to get a feather from? There's no bloody birds here.
I'll take
Let's
one
have
of
a look at all these statues. Maybe there's a feather on the statue, or a pine cone, or something like that.
Aye, could be.
Oh, let's check the let's check all the trees. See if there's any pine cones on the trees. Is it a pine cone bearing tree? Let's just look around to see if there's anything we can get which matches what's on the pillars.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at these statues. see if
That sounds like
there's anything.
a sensible thing to do.
Jeez.
Right, so Corin, the only proficient survival of Bien. Bien, you can easily find a twig and a pine cone.
I've got a feather.
Yeah, where have you got a feather from? You have it somewhere.
Yeah,
He's
but I'd like to find those.
And Aisha, you can find you've got a twig and a pine cone and a feather. Between
And I forgot-
all of you. I was going to say, because you got such a good survival, Bien, you realise that the animals are only you do remember that you heard animals and or birds within like a quarter of a mile away. It's just that there isn't any around this area. But if Earl's already got a feather, you can easily manage to get the rest.
Because won't our arrows or bolts have feathers on the end?
So you have collected these items and the hand from the statue, presumably.
Yeah.
Well, the fire, I could put a magical flame on it.
Could try it, or just
I'll
get tinder and set fire to it.
If not, I'll set fire to some tinder.
Right, and then what do you do?
It's the hand bit.
But Bracey said he was picking up the hand off the statue.
Yeah, we'll stick that hand off the statue on there, and then we'll light that and see what happens.
Right, so
we're not going to.
what exactly are you doing?
All the things out on the platform where they belong. So on the top of the little things, so there's a twig on the twig.
Got you. So you place each item on the crystal pillar, but it doesn't do anything.
I'll take the hand off and put my hand on.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything either.
So it's not the fifth element thing then.
That's what I was thinking, Davey.
Maybe if you put them on top of the sarcophagus.
On top of the sarcophagus where it's got the brazier engraved.
Try that.
Put them in the brazier.
Yeah, chuck them on the blaze. And
Right,
then put my hand on
Sarcophagus first, just in case you
So
destroy
as
them.
you get over there, you go to the brazier and you put the first item in, and the flame turns to a bright silver colour.
Right, keep on going.
Right, so you put all of the items in, dropping the stone hand into the fire last, but the colour of the flame doesn't change or anything like that.
Hand on the thing where it says place your hand. Does that do anything?
No.
Shove my hand in the fire.
You shove your hand in the fire. Immediately, the brazier burns with an intense heat. Wow, you take 12 points of damage.
Holy
Your hand begins to blacken and you can see the flesh bubble.
Ow!
It's all right, I can heal you. Don't worry.
What do you do?
Is anything happening?
You can definitely feel something happening.
As in my hand burning off.
Other than that, there's like a pressure change in the area, almost as like when you eat pop. Something appears to be happening. However, your hand is blackening and skin.
I am going to pull my hand out because I like my hand.
Right. So you pull your hand out, howling in pain because you're taking 12 damage.
I will be manly about it and just scream a little bit. I like fire.
Do
And,
you
I'm
mind
gonna
if I
step up.
The flame continues to be silver, however.
do you mind if I totally ruin the atmosphere we've built up?
Certainly.
As Sandwin pulls his blackened hand out of the brazier, the flame having suddenly increased in great intensity, I shall pull me crumpet that's now blackened and burnt off the end of the big stick and throw it away over my shoulder.
Did anything happen with the sarcophagus?
It's surrounded by blue light, and it was starting to flicker, but then Simon screamed like a little girl and pulled his hand out of the fire.
I'm so tempted to put his hand and forcefully put it back in the fire.
I will shove it back in.
Well, you should have lost all feeling in it by now because your nerves would be burnt away.
Yeah, no, nobody's actually healed him. So Simon, you're sort of holding this burnt blackened hand, going, ah.
Hang on.
Have a spare, brother. You only need one.
Ow, can anyone heal this?
Yes, I can't
We
do
will.
a lot, but I'll do
Stick it
what
back
I
in there
can.
first.
No, not like that, you stupid thing. Like this. There.
Right, your hand starts to feel better and less painful, but obviously there's still quite a lot of burn damage there.
I'll try the other hand.
No, I'm not burning my right hand. I need that.
Just put your other hand in. It'll be fine. The brazier has stayed silver. The flame has stayed silver, and the other components are burning, but the stone hand does not seem to be having an effect.
The stone hand out and stick my hand back in again and go, honestly, the things I go through.
You want to take some more damage, do you?
Why not? I'll have another go.
Right, you take another 12 points of damage, and you scream in pain as the...
This time I'm ready to step back so I don't burn the
You're
crumpet.
heavily injured, and your
My
hand
hand's coming out
continues
there.
to burn you. Are you going to leave your hand in this time?
Oh, no,
Is there any change to the sarcophagus while he's doing
Yes, as he's doing this, the blue light around it seems to be flickering. Do you leave your hand in or pull it back out again?
taking my hand out because it will drop off if I leave it in.
What? Cast Mage Hand and put that in the fire?
I'll try that. It won't work, but I'll try
It
it.
does not work, no. So you're pulling your hand back out again after being so close. The blue light...
How many? I've got 9 hit points left, Rich, and it keeps doing 12 damage.
I've got a lot of hit points. I will stick my hand in.
Okay, so you go over. Which hand?
Shield hand.
Okay, you stick your hand in. It begins to burn. It's agony. It gets to the same point. You take 14 damage. Do you pull your hand out?
I hold it in there.
Right, so good news. You only take another d6 of damage. Bad news, your hand is burning away. The flesh is charred. It's like 3rd-degree burns. However, the light around the sarcophagus goes out. You finally rip your hand out, but your hand is not usable. And it's not going to be usable with normal healing spells.
It's all right
It's
because that's my shield.
Mine shoved in the snow, and I'm literally going, I am mother.
Right, so you have, for now, these armor hand. That would be that one for you.
Oh no!
It's just my hand. Can I still use my shield though? Because that's
you
struck.
strap it to your forearm. Your hand is burnt almost through to the bone, and it doesn't look like normal healing is going to be able to deal with it.
Luckily,
However, the blue light on the sarcophagus has gone out. Like I assume you had like a biting stick that you've bitten almost entirely through.
Yeah, Lantesh's leg.
The blue light goes out. The silver flame continues to burn, but it's consumed all of the content in it.
Can someone fix my hand, please?
That's not a hand. This is a hand.
I dare to give me a high five.
Oh no! Oh, that's gross. We'll stick together.
Oh, sorry, my hand. Oh, sorry, that's a high 3.
Fuse.
Right, so you are at a disadvantage on anything that requires like 2 hands, such as climbing, swinging on ropes, that kind of thing.
Okay, I will cast Healing Word on Earl to ease his pain.
Go on then.
Thank you.
Sorry, which one's your again? Earl, Burn, or someone?
Well,
Salmon. Well, he's got blood drops on him, which means he's wounded. The number of blood drops indicates roughly how badly wounded you are. Gracie's just like, yeah, it's fine. Just burn my hand off. I don't care. Gracie's now just got a charred claw where his hand used to be.
I could chuck a cure wounds on you, Aisha, if that would help.
It might. Well, obviously, the more hit points I've got, the better. But it won't help my hand. But maybe in the tongue it might help.
Well, there you go then.
Right, let's check out this sarcophagus.
I'm just going for a quick bio.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of minutes break because I have to do the bio as well. Okay. Right, so after performing some kind of unknown ritual, the lid of the sarcophagus no longer glows with pale light.
Crowbar time.
Right, so you are not strong enough by yourself to lift it.
Group
I'll
effort.
help.
Group effort. It weighs about 500 pounds. So once about 4 of you get what you need to surround
I'll go and give
who's
him a hand.
surrounding the sarcophagus. I ask for completely innocent reasons.
Yeah, right, of course you do. Me, the bloke with 2 hands and a crumpet.
Well, Andy's only got one hand as well because the other one's holding crumpet.
Well, yes, this is true.
Short sword in one hand, crumpet in the
Hey,
other.
you hold it fair.
Right, so there's a screech of stone, and the lid pops over and crashes. Inside, you see a mummified figure, its hands crossed over its chest.
I'm not touching that.
The eyes flick open, and it sits upright.
Shit.
Hello, you
Crumpet.
fancy a crumpet?
And it looks around you and it says,
They're very nice.
"Thank you for freeing me. It's been somewhat a while in there."
Ask her
Oh,
who
that's
she
not-
is.
Wearing?
It's obviously an elfin figure because of its height and build, but it also is wrapped in bandages, and beneath the bandages you can see the traditional mummy blackened blackened drawn skin, and it speaks with a mouth that has no lips, and it's
Elves,
It's
Mr. Rakesh.
not wearing
Elves.
armour.
Dead elves.
No, it's wearing like fancy clothes, but they're like cloth. They're sort of purple and gold colours, and it says, "I am Sana.
Pray tell me, Sana, about yourself, how you came to be in this situation.
I am Sana, head of the House of Moon, and I've been interned here for an unknown amount of time." And he looks at Aisha and he says, "And you have freed me." And then it bows out, and then
And you owe me a hand.
attempts to get out of the sarcophagus. If you zoom in, you can see what Sana looks like.
Yeah, squishy.
Not terribly well, does he? No.
The magic and materials used to preserve the mummy have had the effect of making it smell like pumpkin spice. Andy, your mouth is drooling.
I'll shove another crumpet in it.
I'll press the digitation, clean him up a bit because he looks a bit filthy.
So pumpkin spice, like so. In barn by the house of what's a coffee place called again?
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
He says, "I live to serve," and Sana bows to Aisha.
I asked, what
Everyone
is
fix your
this?
hand.
This is and he looks about at the snow and he says, "Many centuries ago, this was a lush and verdant forest. I don't know what happened to this place. I was interred here by my house at the time of my passing, as is elf custom to return to defend the children and grandchildren of my house, and sadly it seems to have been some time, I guess, the ritual was not performed."
Well, the area is under the curse of Oriel, eternal winter.
I do not know of this Oriel, but it certainly seems cold.
Bloody freezing.
Yeah.
At least you well wrapped up, eh?
Ah, yes. Humour. Very good.
To the hole in the wall, and I go, was that here just before you died, or is that new?
Well, this is the barrow of the House of Moon. The moon dial opens up the tomb, and it requires the light of a full moon or a druid's moonbeam spell to open.
Isn't there a dirty great hole in it now, though?
It does appear to be a dirty great hole.
I'll point at the
I'll
great hole.
That's what I meant, Rich. I'm pointing to the hole in the wall.
I'll bypass it somewhat.
There wasn't a hole in the wall when my tomb was constructed, and quite frankly, I think it's a bit rude that somebody's gonna knock a hole in the wall because it destroys the whole moon aesthetic, the half moon / full moon. It's quite
Yeah.
rude, to be fair.
Sort of went off piece there, really. Should we go and make sure it's all right in there? Because there could be something horrible living down there. And your family or whatever.
He bows to you, and then I live to serve.
I raise my hand up and show him the damage and go, is that healable?
I was never much of a caster, but it would look like it would carry powerful magic, certainly, to rebuild the hand. It was a ritual not meant to be taken lightly, and the sacrifice was to restore a member of the House of the Moon. Was designed that it would only be done in the direst of needs, so that a great sacrifice was required.
Oh, great Asia, just think, though, if you can't use your hand, there's a spare one back in Lonelywood.
Yeah, only that.
What's going to always hammer that stone one into my stump.
Oh,
Or if I'm hungry, it's already kebabbed.
Oh, God.
like, if you don't mind me asking, are you like undead?
I have passed of this realm of the living yet.
Yeah, people are going to react quite negatively to you. There's a bit of a undead has started in these modern times to have somewhat of a stigma. These days, the dead tend to stay that way.
There's some clothes and that in the tomb below that we could put on him. Just
Yeah,
Or saw him a pantomime horse costume.
it'll be fine. We'll work our way around it. We're brilliant at working our way around things.
I would offer him my spare set of clothes, but they're already fit.
Yeah, he's a tall elfin-like figure. The only person Aisha's spare clothes would fit but be baggy. Sanwin's would probably fit.
My
And
best
he couldn't
Sunday
get into
trousers
mine.
look like a pair of shorts.
But I wear a silk turban, so a black silk turban. So apparently he'll just be going from white wrappings to black.
Yeah,
Black wraps,
you're gonna have to get him a 3-piece suit and a beret or something.
And at the very least, a hooded cloak.
Look at the bright side though. Everybody wears full face cold weather clothing.
I've got the ability to make minor illusions, so I can always make it look like he's got a proper face if I go into town.
You weekend at Bernie's a mummy. This is
This, I told you, Rime of the Frostbitten is the craziest fucking D&D module you will ever play in your life.
I've played Castle Greyhawk.
All I'm thinking about is, if we go to this hole into the barrow, is he going to get pissed off if we start looting shit?
Well, he is made to serve, so could you say, well, can you
Well-
carry some of this loot?
Can we straight out ask him, Rich, if we go to the barrow, can we keep what we find, or are you going to kick off and be offended?
Yes, items mean nothing unless they're of particular religious significance, and nothing, I believe, will be buried here from my family's background that would be construed to be such a thing.
I take it you know the layout of the place quite well then.
I am familiar, although, like I said, there was not a hall. Through there is the barrow chamber, from which there is the mirror of Ewan, and a passage that leads off to a barrow to the right, and then another one to the left.
Can we see any tracks, animal, like footprints or anything going in and out of where this hole is?
Well, are you all now moving over to the hall?
Yeah, I'll have a poke in.
Okay, right. I mean, you've already lost a hand. What's the fucking worst that could happen at this point?
Exactly.
Right, so I have to move you all. Hang on, just leave it. I'll move you, because even I can't move you through walls. Yeah, Sana climbs out of the coffin and follows along quite happily. However, he only moves it 20 feet around, so it does take him a little while to get there.
When he gets out, I just casually ask him, I don't suppose you magical weapons or gems or anything in the bottom there?
No, the guards had that sort of thing. I'm
Because obviously
I'm more of a
I've
lover
got to
than
pay for a new
fighter.
hand, considering I raised you twat.
Speaking of guards and things, what form did the guards take? I'm just
Oh, I
wondering
mean,
if
when I was alive, I had palaces and music halls.
any white mooses?
Harems unknown to the ken of you.
Harems?
Ah, indeed.
I know what harem. My character actually knows what harem is, so I'll be like, harem?
So the House of the Moon indulged in such pleasures many years ago. It's quite shocking to hear Elvis talk like this, because they don't normally go on like this. They're all about trees and flowers and nature and crap.
Elven titties, well, hey.
Isn't nature and crap all about that stuff?
Oh yeah, so you
Can I ask him in a way what class he used to be? Was he, although he was like a servant sort of thing, was he, just a dog's buddy, or was he a caster or a
I
fighter?
beg your pardon. I was a prince of the House of the Moon. I'll have you.
So what did he used to do, dickweed?
Mondays I would nip to the harem, and then there would be the bath with the royal bathers, and after that it was dinner, grapes, eaten from the backs of naked slaves.
So you were
Bit like a Jane Earl's life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it will be passing judgment upon the commoners who had wronged me. And
all right, Carlton, shut up.
Out of harem.
so yes, there's the mirror of viewing, and there's the 2 barrels in.
Let's have a look in the first one then. That thing that's straight ahead of us.
So you step into the barrel.
I stayed at the side of the barrel. I'm gonna put my head in there first.
Yes, I'll step into the barrel.
Okay, Corin steps forth.
On fire. But then it would be a barrel in furnace.
You step forth into a spacious chamber, and the first thing you notice, Andy, there are several small animals here: foxes, hares, owls, wolf pups, and young bears that all sleep together in one giant cuddly pile.
Oh, they look
What
delicious.
fire?
Oh,
I'm going to go in and have a look at those lovely little creatures. Look so cute.
So they're all in one AoE, so I get them burning hands.
Yeah, easily.
No!
Oh, you ruined the pelt.
I asked Anna,
Nice.
Rich, if are there any traps in the barrel, and if they are, where are they?
Not that I remember, because this place shouldn't be opened unless the moon dial is in the correct position.
Was this supposed to be the proper entrance, or is this an entrance that somebody's just blown a hole inside?
And he sort of looks, and he's like, "Look, the state of that. Do you think I would have a royal barrow built with a large hole smashed in the side? No, the door to the south opens when the moon dial is in the correct position."
I don't know. You could be kinky like that. Maybe you like a mess. Whatever.
Well, I'm not
this
that
is
kind
obviously
of
a
kinky.
tradesman's entrance.
Yes, somewhat.
Well, they're well known for being tradesmen.
Right, we'll all move in, take up defensive positions, yada yada yada.
No,
Yeah,
are
I'll
you
move
sure? Because
behind.
like Andy's off running down corridors and things.
Yeah, but that's Andy. He'd be okay.
He's like, "Well, Aisha, I've been summoned by the ritual of the House of the Moon, and I'm here to protect the ritual. And I know not technically you're not a member of the House of the Moon, but it's been centuries, so I'm not even sure there's any alive. I guess I'm going to be protecting you and possibly the other people." And he sort of waves around.
All right. Come on then, tag along.
Right?
I know about the statues. They seem to have some sort of influence. Are they magical in some way?
Yes, it's to protect the tombs, so the magic just gently indicates that there's nothing here to see, and people come and then just move on, leave the place.
No, fine.
Unless somebody started pushing them over, but I mean, who would do that?
Who would do that?
Right, so you're moving in. Are you staying outside, Tracy, all by your lonesome?
No, I'm coming in, but I knew you were moving people, so I just been waiting patiently.
I'll just move you inside. So
You
step inside. This small pile of furry, cute animals sees you and begins to scatter in all directions.
And down and try and coax one of them.
I tell Senna that the priority to protect is Lantesh, because she's the smallest.
Oh,
she is a delightful thing. Right, so which one are you going for? You've got foxes, hares, wolf pups, young bears, like really small.
Little wolf pup, I think.
Are these little sort of Arctic winter foxes like what we had before?
Yes.
Furry.
They are seeming to run, trying to get out of the hole, as there doesn't appear to be another entrance, but obviously you're all black on the entrance, so they're scattering in all directions. Tracy's gently talking to one, and
I'll say if I can scope up one of these little foxes.
Make a net attack roll.
Well, not trying to kill it.
Well, these are different to the other one. These are very skittish and more animal-like, and to running in all directions. He says, right. The mirror of the full moon is down there to the south, and he points to the southwestern passage.
Does it do, the mirror?
It allows you to look upon places that are far away, things that are known. If I could perhaps get a full moon or a moonbeam spell, I would see if I perhaps had living relatives that was still around, or a 9. So you can't scoop one up, but if you want to throw your net, you throw your net and it just misses as the dart out of the.
Oh, hang on a minute. Can I use? Wait a second. Let me just check it. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I just fancied a pet. That was all.
I get that. You can chase them about. They're not going to go outside as long as Lantesh and Salmon are standing there blocking the door.
All right. Well, I'll.
You chase one about while the Benny Hill music plays.
Yeah, basically.
And you're going for a fox, right? Eventually, you catch a small baby fox.
Right.
But this one is struggling, so you'll have to put it in a bag or something.
Well, I've got a spare sack where I shall sort of try and wrap it in the sack so it can keep its head out, and like sort of pet it and feed it bits of crumpets and stuff.
Yeah. As you attempt to try and train a small Arctic fox, Sandman moves forward. What are the rest of you doing then?
I asked Sana if he recognises his place and if he can describe what's down his corridor.
These are the 2 barrows. I'm not sure who was in turn there. They were empty at my time. But the doors will either need a magical knock spell, or they need to be hit by a moonbeam, either from the moon dial or a druid spell would do.
Neither of which we have, I don't think.
I asked if he could unlock them.
Sadly, no. In this condition, as he makes a grand sweeping gesture with his hand and his bandages, as I am unable to cast any kind of moon magic. It is sad, I know.
Sledgehammer.
I wonder if this mirror, whatchamacallit thing, I wonder if we could use that to gain any insight into what's happened to this area.
Use a moonbeam on it though to do for it to work.
Can we not take the mirror outside and let the night moonlight hit it? Would that not work as well?
Oh, it's firmly affixed to the wall with some kind of magical glue. I'm not sure what it is, but the mages in the court assured me it would be very difficult to remove without breaking.
What was if I made the wall behind it like feather or something softer than stone, anyways, to be able to
Mud.
a bit more malleable to take the mirror off?
It's possible. I'm just repeating what the court mages said.
Richard, do I manage to tame one of these little wolf pups, or like coax one?
Make a persuasion check. First, do a persuasion check at you. No, animal handling. See how well you do. An 8. I want to say no. They don't seem to be interested in being a baby Lantesh thing on there.
All right.
Now that Salmon's moved to one side, they're kind of darting around you and trying to run out of the hole.
Right, I'll leave them to
Colin's
it.
got a net. I mean,
Oh, you can borrow me net if you want.
Yeah, I'll have a go with the net, because one of these is a familiar later on wouldn't be too bad.
right, okay. Corin, do you want to cast your net, because we don't know what Lantesh's skill would be? You've already grabbed all of a small arc.
Yes, I shall cast my net. Apologies in advance.
As the last of the animals are running out through the you need to
Hang on.
take a stay.
It's all right.
As the last of the animals run out, you wildly cast your net and get a 12. You miss all of the interesting but bitey ones. You do manage to partially snag a small snow hare.
Oh,
Booty.
It does.
Let me go.
It does look terrified, but Lantesh grabs it by the neck. She's going to pet it and love it and call it George.
I'll stroke it to calm it, because its little heart must be pounding in its
It is
chest.
pounded. You can talk to them, remember?
And I'll try giving it something to eat. What the hell have I got on it that it would eat?
Bit of crumpet?
I'll ask Corin what do hares eat?
I don't know. You could try a bit of crumpet.
Oh, yeah, please.
I say licking me fingers and passing over a quarter of a nibbled buttered crumpet.
Where'd you get your crumpets from? You always you've got like a bottomless pit somewhere. Right, I'll take this bit of crumpet and I'll try and feed it to this hare.
I'm not sure. Bunnies eat crumpet, but we'll give it a go, I guess.
Carrots.
Yeah, it kind of nibbles at the crumpet and seems happy. And it says, scared, hungry.
I'll say safe. And just keep giving it a little bit more crumpet and walk towards this lot and just keep trying to reassure it.
Right, it's. Are you putting it in a bag or are you stuffing it in a pocket or something?
I'll put it in my backpack, but just, so I can still, get some air in that. I'm not going to suffocate the thing.
Right, so it struggles a little, but it seems to calm down. Your persuasion skill is not great, but it seems enough to calm it down. And then it's going.
It'll be warm and
It
dry
says,
in there anyway.
"Doc."
I'll leave the top of the flap open a little bit on my backpack.
But not
so
enough for it to crawl out there. So,
no.
You're a prisoner, but on my terms.
Seems cruel, doesn't it?
Just a little. I mean, at least you can talk to me, and you can talk to Andy's fox.
Oh, yeah. I'll have a conversation with him later.
It says,
Right, I'll head over
trapped,
to...
flee, trapped.
Oh, no, I'll just keep telling it, safe, not to worry.
You are.
Calm.
You just tell it, look, you've riddled with vermin. I'm about to prestidigitate you nice and clean. What? Right, so Sanar looks on, interested, and says, well, back in my day, we would have those served on a spit with some honey condiment from the breasts of a naked slave girl.
I put my hand over my little fox's ears and I look thoroughly shocked at him. He'll hear you.
I asked Sana if all the burrows are magically protected.
There, maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
You think we should ask him about this white mouse we came out to lop the head off?
You could do.
Well, he seems to be your best mate.
Well, I mean, obviously it'll either be a yes or a no, in which case we're no worse off anyway. So
I've got an awful feeling that neither of the pure casters have a knock. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct.
That
Not
sounds
this
like
time.
a huge oversight upon my.
No, because I only get one spell. So I can't justify no.
I asked Sana if there's any legends about, a white moose or elk or whatever.
Oh
Funny,
God, no! There was, it was lush forest. There was no snow or terrible small beast. He says, indicating the hare and the fox.
I don't suppose there's any weird, phase of the moon which will come down the sundial and unlock everything in the barrows, or if it's just...
No, there's no weird phase of the moon. We could come back. We could attempt to get a spell. I'm not sure what may be in the southern barrow. The main barrow's to the north. The lesser barrow's to the south.
We'll have a look, and then we can have a look, and then if all else fails.
I asked him what happened to the elves. Why is this abandoned?
I'm afraid I was locked in a box for several thousand years, so things are a little fuzzy. I can tell you what happened in the box. Nothing, but as far as the elves go, I'm afraid I'm supposed to be here like an avenging angel to help the House of the Moon, but apparently the House of the Moon is no more. Kind of a loss.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, I'm sure we can find you a job.
Right, let's head out then. North-ish?
Yeah.
Right, so you see a doorway to the north.
Is it a doorway or a door?
It's a door. It is. It has no visible lock handle, and the stone door fits neatly into the walls, and ceiling around it is one big solid lump of stone.
Lantesh, could you use your transformation and turn that door into a jar?
No, but she could
And
turn
then just take the lid off.
No, she could genuinely turn part of it to wood and just burn it.
Yeah, could do that.
Turn it into meat and annihilate it.
If you're asking this, Sana says the barrow doors are magically enchanted in here. It probably wouldn't work. I mean, you're welcome to have a go, but I'm here to serve, so I just thought I'd let you know.
So how do we get? I asked him straight up. How do we get past them?
You need the light of the moon from the moon dial, or a moonbeam from a druid would work.
Moon for them.
We could always come back.
If we had a load of mirrors, we could direct the moonlight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Dave.
Not full moon, and also we don't have mirrors, and also we have a druid, and also we don't have an ox spell.
Seems a bit of a
Could
problem.
have pools of water. The moon reflects in pools of water.
He says, well, yes, true, but you do need to shine it on the door.
We could always come back.
I think we may have to. We need to find the ox spell.
Yeah, I think I have to have a look at something of that particular school of magic for bypassing these magical deterrents?
He says, "Oh, we could look in the southern barrow, and see if we can get into that one."
Well,
Yeah,
look,
why not? Whilst we're here.
Right. So heading back out, you see a smaller door, which is similarly made of stone. However, it doesn't seem to have the fancy inscriptions on it that the main door had.
time.
So out with the crowbar was that.
Yeah, we'll try the crowbar to effect. If that doesn't work, we'll turn a bit to wood and burn it down.
Yep, sounds like the plan.
So who's strongest then?
I'm strong as a small wet handkerchief.
Yeah.
I'll stand here with me pom-poms and cheer you on, because I'm pretty awful.
Hold your other pom pom.
15.
I mean, I would help, but
Yeah, Dave's probably the strongest, and he's got that dwarvenness about him.
Well, I could help badly.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Not 20! Jesus! So Dave
Gee,
practically rips the stone door off the handles, which then crashes to the floor, revealing a small round barrel with a sarcophagus in it. However, from the ceiling, the circular chamber has an intricately carved dome ceiling 20 feet high. A beam of light shines down from the top of the dome, illuminating a rectangular stone sarcophagus.
oh, that looks dangerous.
do you think that sound was leading us into a trap, guys? I'll whisper.
He says, "Well, there's your beam of moonlight."
Mirrors.
Ah, mirrors, if you only had some mirrors. And then
Shiny.
he looks horrified and goes, "Not the mirror of scrying."
Well,
Well, if we need multiple mirrors, we could always just bust it and use the bits.
it's probably something to smash up, but
Why not just polish our shields?
I
Because
polished it.
they're generally made of a thin layer of wood, Dave.
That would polish me mess kit.
So, like I said, inside this barrow is a sarcophagus illuminated by a beam of white light.
Wait a minute. Not exactly mirrors, but I've got a pocket full of silvered sling stones. If you could work out some way of like bouncing the light off them.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, not going to lie.
Well, let me sit down out here and have a thunk while you sort it out.
We might find some mirrors or something we can use in the barrel, so let's go and investigate.
There was some big lumps of crystal outside, wasn't there?
Yeah, the crystal columns.
Yeah, but no, we couldn't reshape with a hammer.
Do it. It'll take a while. I'll get to work.
Uh,
Well, there might be something further down in this barrow anyway.
Yeah.
So
aye.
Well,
Get to work doing this and give us a shout if you need an extra blast.
don't people tend to get buried with precious things these days? And mirrors are quite like adorned items, I suppose.
We just need a beam of moonlight, right? We don't need a plate of moonlight. A beam of moonlight. It's all right. I've got this. Sort this room out. I'll sort that.
Right. So what do you do about this room? We're getting a lot of standing about, sort of looking at each other.
I slide in the room by the wall and go around.
Right, you slide into the room, seeing the sarcophagus and the beam of light shining down.
Is the beam of light coming through a hole, or is it just like it's like magical?
It's just shining through a hole in the roof, and it's
Right.
white light, moonlight. In fact, Sana says that's a beam of moonlight. If handy.
While they're doing this, Richie, I'm going to get out half a dozen silver pieces and start using prestidigitation to shine them up like we did before and sand the fronts of them down smooth.
Okay. Going to.
It'll take a while, but I'll get me mage hand doing one while I do the other one.
There you go. There's your beam of light shining down.
Wondering if
Just out of curiosity, the crystals that they were talking about out there, how they were like to a point in that. Could we not maybe smash off a bit that could be used as a prism of some kind?
It's possible, but you kind of have to direct it around multiple corners, and as you can see, the corridors are annoyingly curved.
Almost like it was designed like that.
unless you could turn part of the wall using transformation magic into a mirror.
That would be the GM's discretion. I don't know whether I could do that.
No, it says Polishing a silver piece is not much of a beam, though, El, to be fair. It's more of a tiny light. So what are you doing with this sarcophagus then, Aisha?
I ask Bob if he knows whose sarcophagus this is.
He has a look and he says, comes in and he says, no, sadly, he's definitely of the House of Moon, but it's after my time, so it may be a future relative of mine from the past. Time travel is a weird concept, isn't it?
Is there any markings on the tomb?
No, I don't believe there is. Let me have a look. Where's my little pin gone?
Lantesh, pass me those Tinker's tools.
Passing the tools.
There's got to be a lens
Put
in
them in
here.
the party window and then find them to pick them up.
No, I just want to look if there's any lenses.
Right, okay.
There's a name in Elvish. Again, it's House of the Moon, but Sanra says it must be a grandson or a great grandson of mine. I'm not familiar with the name. Sadly, I'll not get to meet him.
I ask him if he's got any objection if we open the coffin, the sarcophagus.
No, if he's been under the same enchantment as I am, there's a good chance that he may awaken to defend the House of the Moon, and then I will get to meet him.
I'll give you a hand. I'll shout back for Corin and Ben because I know Sanwin's busy. Could you guys come and give us a hand in here? We need a help. Strong people.
Oops.
All right, heave ho.
Right, so you heave the coffin lid open, the beam shines down upon the sarcophagus. Inside is the withered corpse of an elf in tattered robes, not wrapped as a mummy though. As the sarcophagus is opened, the rush of air disturbs the cadaver's robes, which have mostly crumbled to dust. Inside, you see an unstrung bow, several arrows with silver tips, and a wooden cup with a winged fish etched onto the side.
I look longingly at the bow and stick my hands in my pockets.
I think I might have a plan.
Is that a particular symbol of any particular religion, that fish?
No, it
Pisces.
it is the tradition of my family that we're buried with our favourite item. So it's probably something that he valued.
Why couldn't he have been vain and been buried with a mirror?
No, I think I've
He
got
let
the
out a
mirror.
chuckling gasp, rattle of a laugh.
Go to the room, Yonky stuff. Let's get moving, boys.
Could I not convert the stone into metal? Because I could, couldn't I? And polish the metal up? Because that would shine.
Well, we've got metal. I have a plan. We've all
No,
got
I was-
mess kits. And
All right.
when Andy mentioned it, I was thinking, no, that wouldn't work. But when I looked at the description of mess kit, it has a plate, and it's a tin plate, and we can absolutely polish a tin plate.
Oh, let's have a look and see how many mess kits you've got.
I've
I'll
got
help-
one, and
I'll
I think
help
we
You
Yeah,
can
have
always get one
4
in the
mess
pack.
kits.
I think we can do it with 4.
Yeah, I'll get on polishing and all.
Very
So
good.
Well, Tracy, do you not want to detect magic while I sit there and blast off the mess kits? I'll collect everyone's mess kits and pull everyone's plates out and start polishing them.
I realise that's going to be cast at second level because I've got no first levels.
No, ritual caster, Tracy. Just takes 10 minutes.
Does it not use a slot?
No, not if you ritual caster. It's free.
All right, I've been knocking off spells left, right, and centre.
Can I ask
Right.
what's his name? Our new friend. Would his relative mind if I used his bow?
I very much doubt it'll be a problem. He doesn't seem to be using it now.
Well, I just thought I'd check because we have been in a similar situation before.
Yes,
I'll-
Tracy casts it, and the boys magic.
I'll reach out and grab the bow and the arrows.
Okay, not a problem.
I'll have a look round and see what, because detect magic lasts about 10 minutes or so at a cast, and see if there's anything. I'll look at Sanor. Is he glowing in any shape or form?
He's not technically magic, but I guess there would be a lingering aura of magic. The statues outside are all radiant abjuration magic, and there's an extremely strong magic divination magic coming from the mirror.
Let's not
Right.
smash the mirror, okay? If that's a scrying mirror, we probably want to either take it with us or not smash it. Can someone check to see if there's any secret doors in that room? And I should have, by the time he's finished searching the room and just cast that spell, I should have these polished up.
Yeah, I'll have a poke around.
You will have a walk around. Yeah, I know it's
Okay.
quite scary, but you kind of seem to be getting once more paralyzed by indecision, thinking that I'm going to do something horrible there. But
I'm not.
if
I'm
we-
purposely sitting back.
if you don't do things, you're not going to learn things. One side can be used as a cooking pan, the other as a plate or shallow bowl. Damn you, Earl! Damn you and your polished mess kits. Right. Well,
You could damn me as well while you're on, because I suggested it as well.
well, damn you as well, Andy, and
Thank you very much.
and your little fox too.
Haha, you're going to get the night.
You know, all
damn
you've
it.
done is open us up to get you really attached to that fox, and then have it like killed by a red dragon or something, don't you?
Yes.
I was going to say, I did say this was Andy's suggestion. I just didn't realise the mess kit. I didn't realise contained a plate. As a plate is just what we need.
Right, so you polish the 4 plates up. Tracy detects the magic. Bracy was searching for secret doors.
Was this cup magic by any chance?
The cup was not magic. The only thing that's radiant magic is the bow, but the arrows have got silver heads.
Yeah, but like silver arrowheads, you never know where you're gonna need a silver arrowhead.
Yeah, very true. So Bracy, it's
Oh,
just Bracy searching for secret doors.
No, I'll
help
give
them.
man.
I'll help.
Yeah, so there you go, Bracy. Give me an investigation roll as you search this room for secret doors, containers, and compartments from which you do not find any. Knocking on all of the walls, you get a dunk. Right, so we had 15 minutes.
Fair enough.
General walking about about 20 minutes, and then 20, 35, another 10 minutes of Tracy spell. 45 minutes you've been faffing about in here so far.
I've been polishing.
Well, we can't get into the other barrel, can we?
We can
No.
now.
Yeah, so you polish them up. 45 minutes have passed.
Right, Lantesh, stand there, catch the moonbeam, and shoot it at me. Okay. I'll need someone to go across this room to the other side, like here,
Where?
where I'm standing now.
You remember you can draw arrows and stuff on the map.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I can't quite say where you meant. But
Right.
I'm on my way to help.
Hang on,
Right. Lantesh, go back in that room. You're going to be firing the beam at me.
Where
Okay,
do you want
Lantesh is here. Yeah.
Yeah. And wait a minute, what's that door on the left there?
Door on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Like-
the door that Andy was listening outside of and didn't hear anything.
All right,
On this side,
isn't-
it seems to have a mechanism.
All right. Is this like that's not one of the super lock doors, though, is it?
That's the
Like
mirror.
down here.
Right. Now that
that's
you've
the
gone and have a
mirror.
look.
All right.
Right. The underground passage narrows before ending at a wall upon which is mounted an oval mirror 7 feet tall and half as wide, encircled by a decorative stone frame. The mirror's stone frame glows with silvery scintillating light. To activate it, you need to shine the moon beam on his back.
Okay, let's do that then. I'll stand here. Someone stand. Hang on.
Both mice buttons drag to draw an arrow.
Someone stand
I
there.
tell you that it's
There you are.
strongly divination magic, so that is.
Go a bit further. Like go one square to your left.
There.
Yep, there.
Right.
Plate. Boom, boom, boom. Down into the mirror.
Right, you shine and the surface of the mirror shimmers. And Sanra says, by your leave, I would like to see if there are any survivor members of my house.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So he walks forward, looks into the mirror. The mirror shimmers, almost like ripples on water. And Andy can see, because he's standing sort of looking in the area, there's a great elven house in some distant, faraway land. And it's looking in the throne room, and there's a powerful elven queen all dressed in finery with magical weapons. And Sanra smiles and says, the House of the Moon survives. Maybe not here, but she is my granddaughter or great-great-granddaughter or possibly more. Maybe I'll get to see her one day. And he smiles and he says, thank you so much.
Could you use the mirror to look in the other barrel?
You can only use the mirror to view things that are known to you. I have not been in the other barrel, so I wouldn't be able to view. I was able to view my relative because of our family attack.
Right, someone go there.
Wait a minute. Can you look in the mirror to know about the whereabouts of that white moose? Because we know about the moose. Yeah? No?
Yeah. Do you want to try?
Yeah, let's have a try at the white moose. That's the right place to go though, Ben. I'll give Ben the other one, so this should work to unlock the other door. But let's
that is a pretty decent thing, I'll allow that. So what are you doing first then? Are you unlocking this door?
We'll have a look at the white moose first.
Okay. So who's going where? Who's going to...
Back where we were.
Well, it's actually we'll go back where we were because you want Toss Cobble to be able to see the moose because he can probably
This is
work out where
incredibly
it is.
fiddly, but I love it because you're actually having to solve actual trigonometry.
Yeah, we're clevers. I went to school, you know.
Right, so Andy's standing there, so you need somebody to stand in front of the mirror.
Right.
Well,
Well, Andy, you stand in front of the mirror, and we'll put Aisha here.
San, want to hold a plate if you need.
I've got a plate. I'm bouncing it from
Right.
here up to.
No, that's Sano. Sorry. Why do you have?
No, we're all right. We're all right. If Bracey moves 2 over to his left, 1 down and 1 left,
And so you're giving
and 1 more left.
Bian's plate to Bracy.
Yeah, there you go. Bounce, bounce, bounce straight off the mirror, and see if we can see ourselves a white moose and work out where the
Right,
bloody
so
thing is.
you stare into the mirror. It shimmers as the moonbeam strikes it, Andy, and you see an image of what must be the white moose. Here's an image I prepared earlier.
Oh, lovely. Oh, God help us.
Right,
That's
it
a big lad.
stands in the center of a circular depression with a tall triangular crystal gnomon device in it. It looks upon the back of a Goliath. Lowering its head, it begins to charge.
I'll shout incoming. Is it the Goliath that looks more like? Oh, I haven't seen it. I can't shout incoming. Sorry.
Yeah, so Andy's seen that. It lowers its head and begins to charge.
I spin around and shout at Aisha to look out, it's behind him.
There's a good reason I've been keeping track of how many minutes she's been faffing about.
Creatively solving problems, not faffing about. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sorry.
This is trying to solve 2 problems in one go. The moose and this bloody place, he said.
It is very true. I need to add a moose boy.
How long does it take to string a bow, Rich?
Probably 3 or 4 rounds. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all to roll initiative. Bear with. Well, on the plus side, you found the white moose.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Well, we've got the moose, haven't we?
I'm going to roll initiative for this beast.
They're going to...
Right, so it gets a free round as it had crept up behind you, but after that, go to initial
That's a big lad.
from there. Charge 40 feet, easy peasy. It runs in, hits you like a Mack truck. Oh, I've got a total stack. It has to make an antler attack, and then you do extra damage. So the antler attack comes in. No, that's unidentified creature, so target itself. So that is good. What I did was I dropped 2 totals on top because... Right, try again, Richard. As it tried to right, it hits. You take 12 piercing damage, and then you take versus strength. You succeed. You staggered back as it strikes you from behind. You take 2d8 damage from charge. 15.
Ow.
There's a spray of blood wall. The issue is hit, and then the moose careers round past its charge. Moves an additional 10 feet there, and then turns to face you all.
Cosmic.
Round 1 begin.
Bloody Mick. Right, hang on a minute.
Ben, you go first.
I move
Because you were round the corner, all you saw was a flash of white and then a spray of blood up the wall. And Aisha cries out in pain.
move.
Right.
Tracy, you're really loud.
I move.
Okay,
Hold my tap until it comes within reach.
Very good. Chewing does not do anything. Aisha have been struck violently in the back. The tin plate scatters across the floor.
I will cast Healing Word on myself and ready my weapon and shield. And
Okay.
back up a little bit.
Is that where you want to move over by that statue?
No, I will move down 2 squares, facing the moose.
Okay. Well, it's shift and rotate your mouse wheel to change your facing, which is the yellow arrow. And then you cast Healing Word. Right. heal a little. Lantesh. You hear the commotion from outside. You hear the snorting, the scream of Aisha.
Can I actually get in the room?
I believe you only moved 25 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you'll have to run back out of the door, quite annoyingly.
Yeah, because I'll have to run get past Sanwin.
And it's counts as 2 squares of movement to move through another person.
Yeah, I'll have to. Can I do me dash then?
Yeah.
Full movement. So that's what 50 feet and no, because it'll cost 2, so 40 feet. Yeah.
Well, drag it up to Salmon first. Drag your movement.
Yep.
Right. So it's a 20 to there, and then
Yep. Yeah.
15 to get there. That's 35.
Yeah. Whereabouts is the moose? Can I say?
You should certainly be able to see him.
He's right next to the other hole that came in from outside. He's right next to that.
If I go here beside Aisha just to aid him, just in case that moose goes to charge for Aisha, and I'll try and intercept it with my spell next round.
Sanwin.
Twin spell, Scorching Ray.
You know that you can only hit him with 1 spell.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course. I'll Scorching Ray him.
Are you good? Are you moving first or casting first?
Yeah, I'm moving.
He's right
first.
the other side of that statue, but he is a big boy. So.
Will by moving I lose line of sight?
He's got partial cover, so you'd have to hit.
All right. In that case, what
you'd
I'm
have to hit
do,
cover. You know, on the bottom now, it's got the modifiers.
Yeah.
So you'd have to hit cover and then roll.
I'm going to change my movement. I'm going to move 10 that way, hit him so he doesn't have partial cover, and then I'll move back the rest of the movement.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right, I'm hitting him with all 3 rays, so I've got to roll to hit 3 times.
Yeah, you should do. It doesn't matter this time, but you should do hit damage, hit damage, hit damage. Because if one of them's a crit, you'll get the damage, but it can only read the last roll you made.
All right, okay.
So if you'd rolled a crit on the first one, you wouldn't get crit damage.
Oh yeah, good point. I will do that in future. Right, now I just need to do this 3 times.
Right, so you zap him with 3 rays.
I'll move back
burning
down to there.
his skin away.
I'll move back down to there.
Out of the way.
And as a bonus action, I'll burn. No, I won't. I'll stay. I'm all right. I'm good.
Okay, Corin, are you going to attempt to sling this bow?
No, I'm just going to use my ordinary bow, but I need to move first from there to there. Right, now, hang on. I've got stuff I need to do. Right, wait a minute, it's not that one. I'm going to use my bonus action first. I just need to cancel that and target myself.
Very good.
Because I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark, and then I need to untarget me and target him, in theory.
You are awesome.
Right, hang on. And then I need to activate my Hunter's Prey thing. Right, now I've done all that fannying about, I'm going to try and put an arrow in him and watch him roll 1.
The fanny is complete.
Yep.
You hit, sir.
Champion. Now, let's say there should be extra damage here.
There should be.
Should be 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 1d8.
Right.
Oh, that's a nice hit. Look at that.
The moose cries out in pain. Yeah, that's some hit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Archery. People don't rate it. I think it's one of the strongest ones.
Absolutely
like archery.
Sicilian record.
Yeah.
Right, next up is the creature. After taking somewhat heavy damage, he runs out of the gap.
Kill the fucker.
Next we have Sana. What would you have me do, Master? Aisha.
Can he heal me?
No.
Can he do anything offensive?
He can't cast any spells. He can hit stuff.
To protect Lantesh.
Okay. Yes, Master. Moves. There. Stands. Holding his attack action ready. Bairn, it's your turn again, sir.
Get him.
I moved there and twat him.
Right. He has an attack action held with hooves and antlers. He has multi attack you as you run up, which is strange because animals don't normally hold. He opens his bloody red maw and says, "Die."
What?
He says, "I'm delicious."
He hits.
Holy shit!
Right.
Wow.
Right. The antlers tear through you, and then he raises his razor sharp hooves.
Oh.
The thing is, though, I got AC 18 and he hit with a 17.
That was rolling against Aisha for some reason. He hit you with a 24. Right, he misses with the hooves. Die, he says. Blood drips from his antlers as he tears into you.
Right. He's not very nice, is he?
Now it's your turn, Dave.
Ben, get him! Don't die, Ben!
Yes!
You strike, doing minimal damage. Blood flecked Winger runs away and hides. Asia.
Right. Let's see. I will move up to
Just leave me a shot at him.
there. Can I? Right. If I move in the doorway, can I get a hit off at the moose?
If he's there, can you see him?
It's where I am now, but I'm just wondering if I move to there.
You have to be within 5 feet of him to hit him. So
Yeah. 5, 10.
Earl, can you not
10.
move a second because you've got your movement all over Brace's
Sorry, dear.
all over Brace's cursor, and I can't see where he's moving to. Yeah, you can move to there and hit him.
All right. I'll move to there and smack the shit out of him.
Yeah, you notice he's just ripped 7 shit out of Davey there. Oh, it's a hit.
Go on.
Bang! 7 damage. Again, blood flies. He staggers. He seems angry or enjoying himself more than hurt. Lantesh. Or are you doing a bonus action like a heal or anything? Or are you finding out a spell?
No. I've cast 2 level 1s. I will cast. Oh, hang on. What's this? Amulet of Health.
That just makes you on 19.
I will cast Healing Word on myself again.
Okay, at level 1.
I think I'm going to need it. Actually, no, level 2.
Right, so what you do is, you're in combat mode, yeah?
Yes.
Right, so pick up Healing Word with the left mouse button like you would pick a dice up, but don't drop it on yourself. Right click, that'll upcast it a level, and then drop it on yourself.
Hang on, I've got to click on the star or the heal.
The heal. So left click on the heal and drag, right? And then right click, it'll upcast it 1 level, and then drop it on yourself. There you go, see? Boom, upcasted.
Oh, net.
You heal yourself, not off a second level spell slot. Is that your turn? Yes?
Have I got any? I don't know. Have I got any movement left?
I don't think so. You moved 20, you moved 10, and then 20.
Okay, right. Okay, that's fine. I was just going to slightly sidestep to the left to let somebody else out, but that'll be fine.
Sanwin.
No, it was Lantesh.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Lantesh. I don't know why it skipped it. Lantesh.
I've done. If I move to where I've put there, can I see him?
Yes, you can.
All right, firebolt.
Blasting the white moose with fire.
Why did it roll 2 dice?
You're in melee range, so you're at disadvantage.
All right, okay.
That's good.
Still hit
wouldn't-
anyway.
Yeah, it always does that. If you roll a spell that has a save and throw, you don't get disadvantage for being in melee range. If you roll a spell that has a to hit roll, it's the same as firing a crossbow or a bow. You get disadvantage in melee range.
All right, okay. I wasn't sure how that worked.
So you still hit. You burn it, doing minor damage. This crazy ass thing has not gone down yet. Are you doing anything else?
I'll step back. My last 5 feet of movement, just so that lets somebody else in there.
It's in melee range. It'll get a free attack on you.
Oh, will it? Oh, well, I'll stay put then.
Yes, because it was held in action, so that doesn't count as a reaction. Okay, that's your turn, Salmon.
Move up.
Right, that's into a wall and through Dave.
Oh, right, hang on, sorry.
Remember, it's difficult terrain to move through a player, so you need to plot it out a bit better than that, I'm afraid.
Will I be able to see it from there is the question.
That's not my problem. That sounds like an Earl problem.
It's an Earl problem. But now it seems to be a big goat man problem. I think the best choice is to set it on fire with Scorching Ray.
You hit twice. Lots of burnies. The creature goes down, really, really down. As it falls to the ground, its pelt burned horribly by the firebolt and the Scorching Rays. It says, "No," and then falls dead.
Quick, somebody put that fire out and I'll skin it.
I'll extinguish the fire with prestidigitation.
Use mend on the pelt.
No,
Extinguish the
because
fire with my hammer.
it's not an object until it's actually been skinned and removed from the corpse. It's part of the corpse until then.
Skin it and then mend it.
Yeah, but you can only mend it back into the state it was in.
It's like, regenerate. You can't regenerate a missing limb if the child was born without a limb because it never had that limb to be missing.
Yeah, so whatever state it's in, right, so this mad psycho talk and kill a creature falls dead to the floor.
That's fucking weird.
Can I
That
skin
like
it?
moose.
Whoever's got a sword, take that head. That's going over the door of my pub.
Well, no, it's worth 100 gold.
Yeah.
Then we'll come back, buy it back and put it at the door of our pub.
Right, so you lop the head off, is that correct?
Yep, and I would like to try and skin it if I may.
Right, it's a large creature. It will take you an hour or
While he's doing that, can we have a short rest?
that's a point because is Corin injured or not?
I've only got 4 hit points, ain't me?
And short resting. We'll
Yeah,
short rest while you're skinning it.
Right.
Excellent.
It's a survival thing, isn't it, Rich?
Yeah, you begin to skin. Everybody else sits down and has a short rest.
Right.
I'll make him some porridge. I was going to say, you might want to see if someone can give you a hand with that.
Let's have some perception check. I'll request a roll, don't worry.
Oh, right. Hang on.
Right, so
Did my survival roll go in?
you weren't supposed to be having a survival roll.
Oh.
Right, so he begins to skin, and you begin to rest. And as you do, Aisha and Corin, you hear the slight sound of scraping stone. You're not surprised when a high-pitched voice shrieks, "You've killed my baby!"
Oh dear, where did that come from?
From behind you, and you see a walking blueberry bush. And
A what?
behind the walking blueberry bush, if I can actually get to show it, wait.
A little fire.
Yeah, you see a walking bush. Behind her, a female druid with pale white skin. She shouts at you, 10 towns will be destroyed. If not by my hand, then by the Frost Maiden. Right. Well, you're not surprised because you heard and Andy alerted you, so I'm going to roll normal initiative. But you guys are actually prone because you're sitting down. It'll cost you half your movement to stand.
While we're on pet, not only did we kill your baby, I'm now skinning him. So do us a favour, will you? Sod off.
Can I just state for the record that I may actually be in love with Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. So, see what happens now. I roll. There was an initiative thing. Oh, that's how you roll an initiative. Wow, the bush gets an initiative score of 2. The moose is dead, or as I like to call them, Moosejaws.
Yeah.
Cause I never got a chance to do the jaws thing, but I was planning on it. Oh dear, Ravison got a 5. That's not good. First up was this Twinger who does nothing. Bjorn, you are surprised. Well, not surprised. You are alerted just in time to be able to act normally, but you are sitting down, trying to rest.
I stand up.
Okay, you have 12 feet of movement.
Well, I'm not going to move. I'm going to cast chromatic orb on that woman behind the bush.
Rich,
Okay.
can you do me a favour?
Certainly.
Can you remind me why I have 22 wounds when I'm apparently not injured?
Because I think there was some rabid targeting. Right, so you blast her with fire. Next up we have Lantesh. You've stood up, Dave. Are you moving or are you staying the way you are?
Wait a minute.
I shall try to move.
Right, you're moving through people there,
Wait
so
a
you
minute.
can't. You're moving through the mummy and Corin, who's kneeling in front of you, skinning the moose. That's difficult terrain. Right, so you move up there. Okay, lovely. Lantesh, you are sitting down, trying to rest.
So if I've got a movement of 25, how many squares can I move then? If I'm
So 12 and a half, rounded down to 10.
Shit. If I move there, can I see it?
No, because you're moving through salmon, which is difficult terrain.
You need to move south, maybe.
Right,
I know,
wait.
but I need to get a certain range. 5, 10. I know it's can I see her there?
You can't move through the statue. Actually, no, it's a half square. I will let you move to there.
Can I see her?
Can you see her?
Yes, I think so. And I will cast Hold Person on her.
Oh, go for it. Target her and then hit that save button. Right, you attacked the bush.
That was aiming for her. Sorry.
Right, well, we'll try and set in. I'll target her for you. There you go. Hit the save button. She feels you can apply the effect as she is held. Nice.
Sorry, Bush.
You've got to be out of spells by now.
I've got 1 second level spell left.
This is going to go great, I'm sure. Sanwin.
Lantesh, can I just check? Is Hold Person one of those spells where if she takes damage, the spell breaks?
No, it doesn't break. It holds. Shouldn't just.
Even better.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rich, burn 2 sorcery points to get a second level slot back.
Mm-hmm.
Spend 2 sorcery points to cast a second level spell, Twinned.
Mm-hmm.
Scorch and raid both of them.
Okay.
How the
You do that?
am I going to do this? I can only target
At the
can I
end of
target
each of
them
her
both?
at the end of each of her turns, she gets another saving throw.
Right. Should I do it against the bush first and then against her?
Whichever way you prefer.
Right. I've got to hit the bush target, so I'll do the bush first.
Yeah, you don't want to give her a burning bush, do you?
Well, oh, wait a minute. I need to untick a second level slot because
You do.
Yeah.
Someone's like, burn those sorcery points. You hit the awakened berry bush. Right. It bursts into flames. The berry bush is very, very dead, Earl. Very,
Yeah, but I've got to
very
do
dead.
them all. Right now, I need to target her.
Yeah, I'll remove dead NPC.
She can be well pissed. Oh, nice damage.
Ooh, 2 hit bam. Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I'll use my remaining move to step back.
Right, hang on a minute.
Okay.
Because, pet, you can't target what you cannot see.
Corin, you were skinning, so you currently have your skinning knife out. So we'll see your dagger
Right.
in your main hand.
You can change weapons though, can't you?
You can, yes.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to change to the bow and arrow. Bonus action first, Hunter's Mark.
That's right, yeah. So
Right,
you cast
that's that
Hunter's
one,
Mark on her.
Right, so that's done and I don't need to worry about it. And then the Hunter's Prey thing, that's done.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And then I shall fire an arrow at her. Oh, you're joking.
You're a miss. Even with
Which is
advantage.
held, it'll get. I was going to see.
If you look, it says
Yeah, I was gonna
brackets
say.
advantage drop 2. It's very
Right, well, hang on.
intelligent, so you miss, I'm afraid.
Right, well, can I step back then with the rest of my movement?
You can.
And I should still be able to see her, shouldn't I?
Can, yeah.
Right, because basically, if I step back, I am not going to step to a point where I can't see her. Right, well, that's me done then.
You don't.
Ta.
Well, she can't do anything this turn, so she is no longer held. Issue, it's your
Right. I will target her and cast. Oh, let me see.
issue of the innumerable spell.
Guiding Bolt.
Remember, you can use your pearl to recover a spell slot. So I think it's an action.
Wants to check.
Yeah, you use an action to speak its command word and regain a spell.
Oh, fuck my
Miss.
life.
Oh, are you moving or doing anything else? You were sitting, remember, because you were resting.
I will roll back slightly out of line of sight of the doorway.
Yeah.
Do you want to get your new mate to go and have a word with her?
Yeah, set your mate on her.
And I shout, "Killer!"
It would be my pleasure. Anything to help you out.
Oh, so kind.
Right. He
And
staggers
stand up.
forward, and he's horrible, awful. Right. First of all, he uses dreadful glare upon her, which is as bad as it sounds.
That sounds dreadful.
She saves, however, so that's good. Thank Christ for that. So she saved, and then he smashes with a rotten fist. She's so bad. Yeah, that hit her. Prepare for lots of damage.
Oh my god!
Right, he smashes it.
Jesus.
No. It gets worse. He has to make a saving throw, which he succeeds. Or she's cursed as well.
Oh god!
Oh
he's
my
coming.
god.
I'm glad he's on our side.
Yeah. So he does the best to kill her, but now she has partial cover because he's blocking the corridor. Right, so Bairn.
I shall move there.
Okay.
I shall cast chromatic orb again on her. Do I have the tick partial cover or what?
Yes. But, it's got cover and superior cover. You have to click cover or partial cover, whichever it is on your screen.
There's cover.
Yeah. So click cover. Yeah. Because she's shooting through. You hit chromatic orb. Nice.
Oh,
Blasting her with fire. She goes
Nice one.
down. Yeah.
very nice shot.
Straight through her
Ben.
mouth and out the back of her neck.
Oh,
She falls dead. Yeah. If she hadn't been a whole person, she would cast Ice Storm.
yes, I had a feeling we were
which
about to
is
get new.
2d8 plus 4d6 damage to everybody. She falls off dead, and then she would have wild shaped into an owl and flown away. Oh, well done.
That was beautiful. That.
I'll skin her. No, sorry, force I have it.
Should we get back to what we were doing before?
Yeah.
Should we go
Hurt
back
her
to
body.
our rest?
Yeah, is somebody going to give me a hand skin in this mouse?
Is it
David-
not dragging everything back into that small little cairn? The room in the south. So we've only got one entrance to cover.
Well, I suspect that if we have our rest now, we can then search her and check that room out because I bet she opened the door on the way out.
We're pretty heavily damaged, so we could do with a bit of recovery.
Well, a short rest allows us to use our hit dice to heal. So I think we go back on the short rest. What do you reckon, lads and lasses?
Yep, sounds
Yeah,
fine to me.
cast second wind on myself.
Okay, you cast second wind on yourself, and then you sit down. So,
So am I skinning this thing by myself then?
well,
I'll hold it for him.
right. So Andy's going to attempt here
Badly, probably.
a badly survivable because the advantage.
Right.
There you go.
So,
A 16. It's not horrible.
oh well, that's summit.
It's a lot of raw meat. I'm telling you that for now. Raw
Yeah,
meat.
if only we
my
had somewhere
favourite.
to keep it cold. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that was well done, everybody. That I thought it was going to be trouble if she got her ice storm off there.
That whole person, man, was clutch.
Right, so a 16 is 20% of body mass and 2 sizes down on the hide. So from large, medium, you get a small usable hide.
Right.
And I actually have a moose is like crazy amount of meat. Like you may not even be able to carry this much meat.
Yeah, but we're about to have a long rest in here tonight, so because I've got a feeling we'll be sleeping here and be having a slap-up meal.
Let's throw another moose on the barbie, lads.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
You can cast Detect Magic, yes. Right, so that is, well, like 46 pounds of meat, Andy.
Holy crap.
Champion.
So the question is going to be...
Can we carry 46 pounds of meat?
56. And how do you carry that much meat? That is the problem.
In my belly.
Because it's not just weird.
You're off the wall.
It's like half a
use it
moose.
as a sleigh and drag it back.
Well, what you do with a mouse apparently is you take the back straps off and we eat them because that's like fillet. We'll have them for tea tonight.
Yeah, good plan.
And then we'll want the tongue and the heart, and then we'll want the 2 hind legs, and we'll want to carry them.
Yep.
And if we need to, what we can do is we can get 2 poles, strap them to the poles, and 2 of us carry 1 leg each, if you say what I mean.
It's a bit racist. Right, do I need to roll hit dice to heal?
Yes, you can use half of your hit dice on a short rest.
Well,
So
I
does
don't
that mean...
Right, hang on.
So how do I do that? Just hit HD?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
So can I use...
Half of your hit dice, so if you
I've got 3.
So you can use 2. We'll round up. Why are you dying, Dave? Because you're rolling
shouldn't
death
be.
saving throws. You're not rolling your hit dice. You're rolling the death saving throws.
He's just stabbing himself to see what happens.
Dave stabs himself repeatedly until he dies.
All I can see is hit dice, and I'm clicking. Oh,
You're not clicking
You
on
do
the,
I
on
go
the
a
thing
spell
that-
back.
You can use it to recover 1 spell slot. Yes, you can use your
Yeah.
arcane recovery. You tick your arcane recoveries used, and then recover a spell slot. Yeah, you can use 2 hit dice for healing. Except Andy, who did not rest, he skinned.
I skinned.
He skinned it. Well done.
I
Well
shall-
done indeed.
I shall rest tonight.
Right.
I wonder if you can make venison sandwiches with crumpets.
can I check that barrow door to see if it's still open?
That's just where I was headed.
She has hide armor and a staff, i.e., a stick. So she'll let you put that because that's not a mere thing. Yes, the door is open, and inside, it's again you see a circular chamber but larger. It's got an intricately carved dome ceiling 20 feet high with another beam shining down from the dome. Someone has turned this dome into a living quarters as evidenced by a rack of drying herbs and an unfurled bedroll behind the sarcophagus.
Oh, is there any of her gear magical since Tracy's got Detect Magic going?
There is something inside the sarcophagus that is detecting magical, but there's none of Ravisthan's gear.
I'll search out for a
She
purse or
seems to
something.
have some ice gems, right, that appear to be 1000 GP diamonds, but as you hold them in your hands, rubbing your greedy little palms together, they melt into ice.
Oh,
Her hide armor. 2 questions. Would it fit me? What's the armor class?
No, she's human-sized, and it's the same as studded leather.
Well, I could wear a belt.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings when they put the hobbits in man-sized chainmail and it drags along the floor? That's kind of what you would look like.
You could take it with him and have it adjusted by an armorer in the town.
You could.
No. I'm carrying moose meat, or I will be.
Scattered across the top of the sarcophagus is a herbalism kit and there's a bedroll. If you want any of those items,
I want the herbalism kit. I like plants.
if we're going to be taking a long rest shortly, is there any chance anything that we found that has radiated magical, can I identify it then, please?
Absolutely. There's a herbalism kit. Do you want the bedroll as well? Because basically, you're going to have to carry it back to town. So if you can carry it,
How much does it weigh?
£7 for a bedroll.
We've all got bedrolls also.
But was it magical or?
No,
No, there's something
All right,
magical
okay.
in the thing.
All right,
there's
okay.
something magical in the sarcophagus.
I'm not touching it. I'll let somebody touch it first before I've got a handle and identify it.
I'll go and have a look.
Be
Just a
careful.
look.
Right, hold on. I'll stop moving. I'll just move you into the room, the appropriate room, around the corridor, so you can see there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just your average tomb. Nothing bad has ever happened to you in a tomb.
No.
Right. Well, I'll have a little nosy at the sarcophagus. Can I say what's in it without actually touching it?
No, you have to lever the lid off.
Oh, right. Well,
That's
who
Bob if he
who
knows.
wants to do the levering, and I'll help.
Silence.
Help, or I'll leave her.
No, everybody's helping, Dave. The problem is not the helping. Everybody wants you to leave it as you are the strong man.
Yeah, I'll leave it then.
Right. Well, I'll help.
Dave,
Yeah, I'll
you
give a hand,
you are the
my
man.
little hand.
50, right, with a great heaving effort. It takes a lot of sweating and effort, but you manage to lever the top off, and inside is a dead female and you could swear there's a family resemblance to the druid that you've just killed. She wears robes, but she has a shark skin pouch, and something inside the shark skin pouch is radiating magic.
What type
Right,
of magic?
I
I'll pick
don't know. Chocolate magic.
All right. I'll pick the pouch up and tip out the content into me hand.
Right,
Because he thinks it's
contains-
chocolate now.
It contains 3 vials that vaguely feel like chocolate.
Oh,
Actually, no, sorry. 2 vials, because the third item is the pouch. So I will drag the parcel. Boom, there you go.
Just
Well-
the sarcophagus
Right.
elvish.
No, she, like I said, she bears a strong family resemblance to the druid you have just killed.
I asked Bob if he knows who this is and why a non-elvish person is in an elvish barrel.
No, these people shouldn't have been here. Perhaps they were the ones that smashed the hole in my wall, the bastards. And he gives the corpse a kick.
Fair enough.
Is there anything really nice herb-wise? Because I like plants. I'll
Yeah,
pick
there'll be some
selected
interesting
plants.
things lying about.
I will spend.
Smokes each one randomly. Wow.
I will spend some time studying them. Look at this. Look at the stem. It's wonderful. Oh, I really look how the leaves are so precisely intricate in the vestigious.
They are indeed prestigious. Right, so chap.
I assume it's nighttime outside, right?
It is, because you're going to have to spend a night here, aren't you?
Yeah, where we're going to do that.
Yeah, that may be a problem, as if you let the door shut, you might have a problem opening it again. Although, no, you've got the beam of light, haven't you, inside here?
Yeah.
I need a plate.
I still think that the safest place, now that we've cleared these rooms out, is that little room where the animals were.
There or the southern room where we know the door
room, I think.
was the door was lifted and jammed back up.
Yeah,
Like,
but
go there.
what we could do is, that corridor sort of between the southern room and the other door to the outside, the one that you're supposed to use to get in,
Yeah,
that's got the mechanism on like the inside of it, so we can open that to get out.
yeah.
If we used kind of that corridor, then we've really only got to defend like the top end of it, and we can always skedaddle out that door to the outside if we need to.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's go there. Set up camp, have a night's sleep. Get up early in the morning. We'll have some moose for tea, and then some moose for breakfast, and then we'll head
Yep.
back to town with our head.
What we're going to do with Sanwa?
We'll bring them with us.
Oh, God.
Well, we'll get some clothes, man. It'll be fine.
It does not seem to be adversely affected by the floor. However, as you are camping out in a place that is not civilized, you're going to need a check ball. You do get a long rest, however, I need a cross check. Constitution save AC.
Well,
Have we
I'm
got
gonna
our
light a
hoodies
fire.
equipped?
Does that help?
I'm cuddling in Asia. Oh, it's lovely and warm.
Whoa, look at those rolls. Everybody's fine except for Andy, who got a reroll on a 1 because he's a hobbit. So you rerolled your 1 and got a 25.
Yep. Frost. Ha.
Cold.
I would.
It's practically, I tell you what it is, it's It's like the High Market in Newcastle. Everybody walking around in mini skirts going, it's not that cold.
And everyone from down south dying of frostbite when they open
Yeah.
the front pub door.
Sanard does not seem to be affected by the cold, so he hasn't frozen or anything.
Just out of curiosity, Rich, would we still allow a frost check if we get a nice roaring fire going?
It would count as a campfire kit.
Right.
So you
Well-
equip the campfire bonus.
Yeah, well, I'm presuming we're going to do that. We've got to cook this meat somehow.
Yeah, but we've passed the rules, so we may as well cook the
Well,
meat
you
and
have
bugger
a
off back to
brazier
town.
outside that is not actually going out.
Oh,
Aye, good point.
we're just going to cook on the brazier.
Yeah, we'll thread the backstrap onto like big skewers, and we'll just use that like a barbecue.
Oh my god. We're going to eat like kings tonight.
Everybody has a long rest.
I get the feeling we're killing all the Frost Maiden's little minions. She's going to be really pissed off with her towards the end of all this campaign and show herself.
Good.
I've just got a funny feeling we're going to end up toe to toe with her at the end. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Can't get a good minion these days. I've got to do the job myself and come down and smack us.
Right, we've got the meat. Let's go home.
Right,
Yep.
so you hike back to Lonely Wood. We're going to do a quick wrap up here because it's well past last time. You hike back to Lonely Wood. You don't have any encounters. You arrive back in Lonely Wood to see charming halfling lady.
Can we one of us pop into town and see if we can pick up some old clothes? Hang on, wait a minute.
Are you going to tell your new friend to wait outside of town?
No, I will give him my common clothes.
And I'll
Okay.
put an illusion on his face to make him look as though he's got, normal complexion and all that shit. Aisha's minion now.
She seems overjoyed to see you again. Oh, you've picked up a new friend. Do you just keep him walking in the back?
I'll turn around and say, we brought you this, and stick a head on the front porch.
Oh, you've managed to kill it. Hurrah. Excellent. That is good news. Why is it covered in blood and why is it teeth covered in blood?
Oh, because it was trying to eat us, it had gone quite mad, and it was hiding near an ancient elven tomb.
Oh, nobody's ever reported an elven tomb out in the wilderness before.
And there was magic protecting it, but we broke the magic and fixed the problem in the tomb. And are you hooked? Do you want something to eat? I'll give her £6 of meat.
£6 of mouse meat. She's like, wow, okay, that's great, thank you. You have the deed to the Ramshackle Inn. Whoever takes
Oh,
that.
me please. This is a party thing.
You're heading back to Bryn Shander in the morning.
Yeah, we'll head back to Bryn Shander in the morning. Don't think there's anything else we need to do here.